Peace and love. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the bill. Salutes, yo. Monday Madness on the way. Let me get a one, though, if y'all can hear me. Peace and much love, baby. Monday Madness on the way. Drop those ones if y'all can hear me. Let's get a mic check. Hey, man, I'm gonna fuck. Hey, Moses, I swear I'm gonna drop the pussy song. I'm gonna drop that. I'm gonna write that. I'm gonna drop that. It's gonna catch all off guard, right? And that shit never gonna get old. Somebody said Sanchez viewers down. Nah, that ain't what the analytics show. That ain't what the analytics. You here, right? Your ass here. All right. Y'all, we're gonna be doing some video reviews, reactions. Let me do something real quick though before we start. Hold on. And since I don't own none of this, I'm gonna censor the joint. You can go watch it on Math Hoffa channel. It's just an interview that I want to review. I thought it'd be dope to review, to get some shit started, to trigger some niggas, and to I'm gonna drop the link in a minute so y'all can join the round table. We can debate and all that good stuff. But as always, I got to set the initiating arguments. So let's get it.
$20 million. And you got something on your mind and you can't talk about it.
In fear of losing, because you might lose that $20 million.
Right. Just think of, but it's your $20 million.
Right.
You just looking for more and more and more.
So how'd you feel about Kanye?
I was pissed off at Kanye with it.
There we go.
Oh man, I was pissed off at Kanye. I was tweeting about him and everything. I was spelling wrong words. I was pissed off. I don't like what Kanye do to our black race, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what blacks done to him, bro. Like, for him to, when he was with all that shit, bro, like.
Yeah.
You mean the White Lives Matter shirt?
Yeah, all that shit.
Yeah.
Like.
But I gotta say though, man, come on.
There we
I
go.
know, bro. He just, I don't
T-shirt that said White Lives Matter.
I feel like Kanye.
Did anybody see the front of the shirt?
I don't feel like Kanye.
Who cares?
Did anybody see the front of the shirt?
Who cares?
Bro, he say slavery was a choice.
I feel the same way.
I don't.
Me neither.
I don't. You always.
Math Hoffa said he feel the same way Kanye felt. Slavery was a choice, y'all. That's what Math Hoffa said. Let's just hear the arguments behind it though. Let's go.
Slave or your ass gonna die.
So let me ask you a
Is your
question.
back a choice? Hell no. Nah. So that's slavery.
So if I told you, yo,
I don't agree with nothing Kanye West said.
Now listen, I agree with what Boosie's saying, and I'm on Boosie's side, but I do think Boosie could have made better arguments. I think they tried to corner him, that he was kind of outnumbered at one point, But even though I agree with Boosie, I don't think he was on his game. He was prepared for how they tried to, how this went. But it's all good. We know he was standing for the righteous shit. Let's go.
It's about the black. I feel as a person from what I've seen him do and talk about the black people, I feel like he has no love for or respect for the black race.
You think so?
I feel he has no love or respect. I feel he loves the white race more.
But how can we say that about somebody who stood on national television and actually reported the truth of what was going on?
And he said George Bush don't like, but he shows that he doesn't like people.
How?
Right, Boosie. I don't give a damn that Kanye West go up there and say some little pro-black shit every now and then. All the pro-black shit you've ever said in your life on the media get thrown out the door the moment you do what you did with Candace Owens, dog. Because now you being wishy-washy and you ain't being consistent. I done seen niggas out it for less. I'm just saying. I don't understand.
He said George Bush doesn't like people. Man, everything you see, you got this plan.
Peace to the sister Dulcinea in the chat room. Make sure y'all sub up to her channel. What's up, Naisha Creative Channel? Emma and Buddha in the house today. We gonna have some fun. Tori Povich, what's up, bro? Mike, what up, bro? In my eye, trust. Damian Banks, what's good, everybody? Salutes to everybody in the chat room. Funk and Groove, Rachel R, Kill Switch, Errol, Bob, Bobby, D. Allen, Balanced Truth, Darius Matthews, The Akinator, Imperfect Manny, Alaskan Avatar. Salutes to everybody, man. P. Moses, I see you. High Tech, I see you. Scott Henderson, Ronnie Roberts, Humbled Up. Salutes to everybody. Mario G, Dr. Mordecai, Rob Montana, Just Be Real, who I'm missing, Lawana Hedgepeth, QB1, Chris Collins, Dane Beats, Lil Nava, D. Allen. Think I got everybody, man. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Platform, and you always try to put blacks under the. You say George Floyd. This is what we live off, bro.
Right.
We've been in poverty and detriment too long. You use your platform to disgrace us. Don't know George Floyd. He was up. Fuck that. You say what we saw. He got choked by a white man.
Right.
I'm with Boosie on this one. Because Kanye West got up there talking about George Floyd, talking about how he was a drug addict and all of his criminal history, instead of going up there and just saying what we saw on the footage as Americans. Police being crooks and gangsters. So you can't, let's say George Floyd is a crook, a criminal, and a gangster. You can't excuse one criminal's act with another criminal's act, even if that criminal's wearing a badge. You witnessing a murder right there on the damn video, and it don't matter what that person doing who in handcuffed, they can be a murderer. But if the police murder that murderer down there in handcuffs, then the police a murderer too now. We got two murderers now. But we ain't gonna excuse the police murder just cause the nigga who in handcuffs happen to be a cokehead, a murderer, burglar. Come on, man. That is fucking stupid. And that's what the type shit that Kanye West and Candace Owens be doing.
He has no intentions to give black people their glory. That's no respect. He has no respect for the black race. And I'm a fan of his music. I'm a fan. But as a person...
You know what? I hate when we do that too. Cause Boosie know he telling the truth in this motherfucker. And he know niggas can't wait to push back. He in New York and shit with these New Yorkers and it's about Kanye. Come on. And I ain't gonna lie, this is where I want to get the shit started. Niggas up north is more likely to sell out than the niggas in the south. Yeah, let's stir that bush. Let's get the shit stirred in the air. We gonna drop the link for debates. Watch this, y'all. Here's what's crazy about it. Boosie know that niggas don't like what he's saying. They ready to jump in. So guess what he had to say? But I'm a fan of Kanye West music. I hate when we have to do that. Like when you start going in on how nigga be doing some real fucked up shit though. We shouldn't even have to bring up like, well, I like R. Kelly music though, even though, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but let's go anyway.
Person, I don't feel. Might have a billion people in the world, might feel different. I don't feel that he has no love or respect for the black race.
Boosie, if I
Let me let y'all vote on it. Let me let y'all vote on it. With his Trump supporting ass. Let's see what y'all think about it.
If I told you, yo, we're gonna take you over here, we're gonna rape your wife, rape your mother, rape your.
And I know what some of y'all gonna say, but we ain't black though. Hey man, look, we ain't finna play the fucking semantic game tonight. Let's just, you know, oh man, come on. Now watch the question that Math Hoffa come with the slavery was a choice shit. Watch this.
Boosie, if I told you, yo, we're gonna take you over here, we're gonna rape your wife, rape your mother, rape your sisters. We're gonna hang your kids from trees, or you can fight me now and die. Or
those ain't the options. See, what Math Hoffa doing is creating a false premise for the argument to make slavery a choice. The white man didn't land on our country and give us choices and ultimatums. He landed on our country, on our land, and he settled in, got cool with us, and later on, we just started getting sick from smallpox and new diseases we didn't know about and shit. It was biological warfare that we never saw coming. And the only people that can heal us from these foreign diseases was these foreign people. And they said that it was the strength of their foreign gods that was healing our sicknesses. Worship our gods and they'll heal your sickness. Lo and behold, we worship their gods and they rubbed us in holy oils and we were healed. What was in those holy oils to get rid of those smallpox and all that? Was it God or just treatment? Now watch this. I'm just giving y'all something to think about. People say slavery is a choice because this shit that Math Hoffa just said. Like the white man landed on your land and say, come here, get all your chiefs and tell them to come here. Now here go your choices. That ain't how it worked. They landed over here, assimilated with us, got cool with us for generations, man. Earned our trust, gained our trust, and slowly usurped and infiltrated from the inside out. That's what happened. So this scenario that Math Hoffa is presenting is a flawed one that puts Boosie at a loss if he'd engage with it instead of saying, wait a minute, that premise is flawed. And that's exactly what happened in this thing. Boosie never did peep what was going on. So Math Hoffa and all them niggas ended up winning the debate, even though Boosie was right. Cause he didn't peep the game. Watch this.
Hang your kids from trees, or you can fight me now and die. Or you can fight me now, possibly win, but you might die. What you gonna do?
What you mean? Like, what you mean? If you told me you gonna...
See, that was when Boosie should have peeped game. Like, wait a minute, what you saying ain't what happened though. It ain't like they just gave us choices like that, bro. They was sneaky. They was deceptive. Like,
yeah, I said I'm gonna take you over here. We're gonna whoop you. We're gonna make you work to the end of your days. We're gonna rape your women.
At that time, I'm gonna do what I have to do to stay alive. If I run, I'm gonna die.
See, and that's why they said slavery was a choice then. Because if you saying, well, I'm going to do what I got to do to stay alive, then that means being a slave then. And then that makes him right now, that slavery's a choice and you chose not to fight, so you chose to be a slave. But that ain't what happened. We did fight, and we never chose to be slaves. It was just by the time we noticed that we needed to fight, we was already crippled and fucking, like, this was a real genius takeover. And we still see them doing it today with colonization. They ain't going to these people's lands with choices. They going over there giving you free food, free Bibles. Hey, giving you free cigarettes. They giving you free what? American culture. Now you're going to become an addict for American culture. Guess what happens now? Now, your people is wanting American culture in their land now. We don't really got to colonize your land by going over there being bullies with guns and shit. I bullshit you not. America done colonized people's lands because of our celebrities and shit. When Michael Jackson was alive, people loved the Americans just on the strength of Michael Jackson was getting worshipped all over the world. You'd be surprised, man. Our products and brands. It'll be, see, winning over another nation's population, right, ain't got to always be with physical force, and often it ain't when you talking about modern colonization.
Now let me flip it on you. If 1 million of your brothers and sisters who you grew up with got burned up in the motherfucking fire, would you like somebody who talking about them or saying shit, anything that's not supporting them?
But why do you feel like he's not supporting them by saying it's a choice?
Because slavery is what we got diminished for. It's what black people suffered at the hands for as a group, as a race, not just one person want to run away.
But it's not just one person.
It's not a couple people want to run away. I feel like this man takes his platform to shit on black people.
I can't agree with that because there's
you can't agree.
There are hundreds of thousands of Africans that
like
died on the shores of Africa because they said I'm not doing it.
People will agree with you,
right?
And they have 5 million people that will agree with me.
But we're not discussing.
But now we're talking about oversensitivity. If I say I loved Harriet Tubman, I love Nat Turner, does that mean I hate everybody that didn't fight?
No, but you don't shit on them.
Watch this. Slavery ain't a choice. It's a fucking condition that people find themselves in because they've been conquered. Nobody choose to lose the war. We chose to fight. So we never chose slavery. If our defeat led to us being enslaved, was it a choice? It was a condition because of our defeat. Just like you being a prisoner of war.
They're not bad people because they didn't fight.
This is what I'm saying. How are you shitting?
Because by saying there was a choice, first of all,
how is that shitting?
Let me finish it. Are you gonna let me finish the sentence? First of all, there's no nuance in slavery was a choice. You're speaking from the perspective of a free man. You don't know what it is to be born into captivity. You have no idea what that shit is like.
I hear what you're saying.
And to sit there and judge someone who was.
How am I judging them?
If I
say I like macaroni, that mean I hate rice?
No.
What are you talking about?
No, but it also.
But I'm not saying nothing about those people.
I'm
saying I like those.
You're also saying the rice had a choice to be macaroni.
They had a choice. You're saying, but you don't know. You wasn't in captivity.
Right.
You know, some people not go run when people over you with guns and whips on your back.
What you gonna do?
I wouldn't know. I wasn't in captivity.
Right.
That's all, and that's the whole.
But if you mentally had to place yourself there,
you can.
Boosie, you said, but
you're
you said
assuming
that
you can do that.
Wait, hold
you
on,
can.
but Boosie did say.
I wouldn't.
Boosie said he gonna do what he has to do to stay alive.
Yeah.
What if it means killing or running?
I would think staying alive, I'ma die if I run. You know, if they hunt you down, you're gonna die. I probably would have been a motherfucking slave.
You.
I'm telling you that.
Okay, so we
I probably
understand
would
where
have
he's
been a
coming
fucking
from.
slave.
So we understand where
Boosie,
he's coming from.
you would have been a slave?
Yeah, if I was born in captivity, man, I mean,
That's hard to believe.
that's hard to believe.
It's hard to think about being born into captivity.
Being born into captivity, that's just like me being born in the hood, staying a hood nigga.
But
If I was being born into captivity,
Right.
and all I know since a child is praising and getting took care of by a white man,
Right.
I probably would have been a fucking Django or a motherfucking a fucking slave, you know, a fucking, you know.
no.
Steven
Kunta
from
was-
Django.
I would probably be
Kunta
fucked
was
up.
running.
Nah, Kunta was fucked up.
Yeah.
Kunta was
They
gangster.
cut that
Yeah,
nigga
Kunta
legs
was
off.
a-
He
Yeah,
still
But
was
you
out
call
there.
Kunta a gangster.
Yeah, Kunta was
Is that
gangster.
calling everybody else pussy?
No.
So why y'all
No,
getting that
exactly,
beef for this
exactly.
shit?
That's
Nobody,
his point.
We're not
Why y'all
calling
getting
it-
that beef for
we're
this
calling-
shit?
We're not calling
Kunta was
nobody
a gangster.
nobody is.
I don't understand what Math Hoffa's Kunta's a gangster scenario is like, bro. It's irrelevant to. You're saying slavery was a choice. That's different than you saying Kunta was a gangster or not. Like you're making arguments that's irrelevant to you, to what the statement is. The statement was slavery was a choice. That is disrespectful because slavery wasn't a choice. It's a condition. It's a condition people find themselves in when they lose. That's simple. There no one choose to lose the war, but when you lose, the people that's the last folks remaining, they become prisoners of war. How do you think Rome grew their army? Because everybody they defeated became part of their shit. So it's crazy.
Getting that in. So, bro, you have people who go to jail who can't stay out of jail. They're turning over their freedom. But we want to give them all praise and all glory and all everything else. Let me finish the sentence. We when somebody can't stay out of jail and they know what it is to be free, and then they go to jail.
That's
and
the
you
truth.
know, but if you were born in jail, if you don't know what life is like outside the walls, if the world is jail, to sit there and put your mentality into that person's head and say he's gonna make the same choices you do.
No, I'm not saying that.
Jail
though.
is not a choice.
But you are when you say it
Jail
was
is
a
not a
choice.
choice.
When you saying slavery was a
Jail is
choice,
just-
Look,
that's what you're
Look,
saying.
once people know,
Jail is not a choice.
once you
Nobody
do,
wants to go to jail. That's
Once-
not a choice.
Shit, but people still end up going back.
No, but it's not a choice.
Yeah, nah, I went through
People
that.
go back.
Nah, Boosie,
Not a
I
choice.
went, no, I went through that, bro. I was considered a recidivist.
Not a
Unfortunately, going in and out, back and forth, back and forth. Unfortunately, and that was by
We just
choice.
fuck up, bro. I
Pause.
don't, bro. It's just crazy, bro. Like, I don't be feeling like it's by choice. I be feeling like some people got caught and some people didn't. They got so many.
No, it's
free
by
people,
design.
so many free people that did jail shit and got away with it.
yeah,
That's a fact.
It's by
It's
design.
God,
To
bro.
this
It's
day,
God.
it's God.
You go to jail because God wants you in jail.
Bigger said
To
that
learn.
exact same
Down.
shit.
That's just
what
how it
arrest is.
is,
You
bro.
saying that's what arrest means?
Bigger says
Take
that
a rest.
exact
That's
shit.
what it is.
Right.
You're going to jail. You're getting put. God wants you in jail to save your life from the street, nigga.
Reality check.
That's all it is. Anybody who a real gangster who done did what people done did in the street, you going to heaven, you going to jail, or you die.
That's a fact.
That's perspective.
Or you gonna make it out and be a changed person.
Right.
That's the only thing, bro.
What changed about you?
I would say just learning from my mistakes before I went to prison. I got smarter in everything. My 5 years in, I got.
But yeah, man. You know, when Boosie was like, because it's a part on here that I think I missed or skipped. Let me let it play because they was arguing about whether or not you gonna lose everything you work for to just say what you want to say out of your mouth. And Math Hoffa was arguing with Boosie about that, and Boosie was like, "Shit, nigga, I'm a boss. Don't nobody tell me what the fuck to say. Like, I'm a boss. All my money come from me." And yo, I'm telling you how quiet the room got, man. Let me play this shit, yeah.
Smarter with
look.
business. I got smarter with people.
Cause that show you like, so you mean to tell me you niggas around here not saying what y'all wanna say? Because, and I hate to say it, like I said, niggas in the South been more independent than niggas up north for a long time. I told you, you shouldn't have had, like, think about what Master P was doing with No Limit. Think about Swisher House, even damn it, Houston Tech, Jay Prince and them, nigga. Just think about how, like, now, you know I got to start some shit. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. That's what I'm saying, because niggas looking at Boosie like, nigga, how the fuck you get to say what you want to say? How you get to say what you want to say? Ain't no white man got your tongue in his pocket? No, dog.
Everything. Jail was, I got smart as a motherfucker, bro. I ain't lying. I got my shit together. I knew what not to do, because I lost everything, bro. Like, I came home with nothing, bro.
You was facing the death penalty, right?
Yeah.
And that knowing that you lost everything, that doesn't make you a little more cautious before you speak, knowing that your words may cause you to lose everything again?
My words will never cause me to lose everything again.
That's your belief. That's your belief.
I pay me.
Okay.
Don't know.
That's the part I'm talking about right there, y'all. Watch this.
Salute, brother.
Salutes to everybody joining the call. We still finishing up the video review. I'm gonna mute y'all, and then we finna get some inputs on the on this first segment and everything. So
can you hear me, brother Sanchez?
Loud and clear. Shout out to the elder Baba Rasan. Let's drop a bomb for the elder, man. Salutes to the OG in the house. We're gonna finish this first segment, and then we're gonna come in with commentary from the callers in the round table. So I'm gonna mute y'all for just 1 second. The part I'm about to play now is about to be real fire right here. Watch this.
That your words may cause you to lose everything again?
My words will never cause me to lose everything again.
That's your belief. That's your belief.
I pay me.
Okay.
You heard that dude? He said, that's your belief. No, this ain't my belief. Boosie said, this ain't a belief, this a fact. My words can never cause me to lose everything I got because I pay me. Bro, see, the average guy don't understand how that shit must feel and how good of a nigga that feel good to say in a room full of niggas like this, dude. Like, yeah, nigga, I get to say what the fuck I want to say. I pay me. I'm not whatever y'all niggas got going. Let's rewind this shit. And dude looking like, for real? You get to say what you want to say? Yes, dog. Yes, let's go.
Belief. That's your belief.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
With people, everything. Jail was, I got smart as a motherfucker, bro. I ain't lying. I got my shit together. I knew what not to do, because I lost everything, bro. Like, I came home with nothing, bro.
You was facing the death penalty, right?
Yeah.
And that knowing that you lost everything, that doesn't make you a little more cautious before you?
No, it doesn't. See, where you think the civil rights movement happened at? Where you think, you know what I'm saying, some of your most outspoken voices and revolutionary voices from the South, man? Because niggas from the South didn't give a fuck about nigga. I'm going to say nigga for real. Niggas was getting lynched for saying shit and doing all that. So, yeah, man, that's crazy how he asking him that. Like, you ain't scared, like, just saying the way you talk, like, no, bro.
You speak knowing that you
like, look at Charleston White. Niggas from the South don't be caring what the fuck fly out of their mouth, because they get, like, a lot of these cats is supported directly from the people. Like, Boosie, I know he probably had major label contracts and shit, but for the most part, he's underground South independent for real. You know what I'm saying?
your words.
He can say what he want, and niggas in the South can be not as known, but still have more money than a lot of popular artists. That happened a lot in the music game too. Then I've witnessed that too. That you'll have artist niggas walk in the room from the South that are, like, that's what I'm saying with the Houston niggas was making millions out of their trunk. You know, while cats up north again was going catching the damn subway down there to knock on Def Jam though, knock on Interscope though. But look, I'm trying to get the shits going. Let's get the shits going now.
May cause you to lose everything again?
My words will never cause me to lose everything.
That's your belief. That's your belief.
I pay me. Okay. Don't know. I pay me. I'm independent. My music pays me. My movies, they pay me. BoosieMovie.com. I'm my own boss. Only way you take me out is you put a bullet in my head. I don't have to shut up for this man. I don't have to shut up for Craig. I don't have to shut up for Leo. I don't have to do that. They don't pay me.
Shots motherfucking fired. He said, I don't got to shut up for Leor. You know he talking about the big Jew, right? Leor Cohen. That nigga talking like a boss on these niggas. Let me drop this bomb. God damn, hold up. Hey, let's see if the OG, let's see if the elder want to get in before I finish this shit, boy. That's my favorite part of the interview. That nigga there said, boy, I don't got a hush for Leor. Leor made a lot of these guys, man. If he talking like that, he ain't lying to you that he's self-made. That if he can drop his balls on some of these niggas, telling you, man. Yes, salutes. If y'all don't got no commentary for it, I'll play it out and then we'll pass it around. It's got about, 30 seconds left anyway.
So how can I lose it?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm firing the shots though. I want the Monday Madness to get going. Where the New York niggas at? Click the link. Come on, let's debate it. Cause these New York niggas like, man, y'all South niggas get to say whatever y'all wanna say. Shit. I ain't gonna try. I want the smoke, man. Salutes to all my New York niggas. You know I'm trolling, man. But I ain't gonna lie, though. When it come to niggas who just fly off at the mouth and don't care nothing about it, you got to get at to the South, though. Niggas really, been on some self-made shit. Look, because, we can say what the fuck we want when you self-made, man. I got another clip too. And anybody want to interject in the bill, just unmute and go ahead and interject with any other topic, 2 topics we got. Plus what any more topics y'all got, but I got this one and then I got the this crazy shit. Let's play this shit here. And I want to talk to these Pan-Africans. And I remember now, we was just talking about the Just Pearly thing shit, right? Motherfuckers saying, black folks don't need reparations. Where the money gonna come from? That's gonna come out our tax dollars. Fuck reparations. Everybody been saying that, right? Right? So everybody been, the Just Pearly shit niggas was saying that. The Pan-Africans coming out to the Aboriginals saying, you niggas, reparations just handouts, and that's gonna come out of everybody's tax dollars. Nobody's speaking about this 51 million. Ain't nobody speaking about this 51 million for migrant resources, though. Y'all feel me? Let's play it.
City Council has approved $51 million in migrant crisis funding, but it wasn't easy.
Respectfully, as that this chamber respects the order and decorum of this body of government.
Public comment became heated as residents and aldermen disagreed on how taxpayer dollars should be used.
Casey Cronus is live at City Hall for us, first at 4. Casey.
Anthony and Natalie, the full council approved that budget amendment 34-13. The funding will go toward migrant housing and other resources for asylum seekers that have been bused to Chicago from the Texas border. But that decision did not come without contentious debate.
I have a diverse population, and I hear those same people, black, white, Latino, everybody different races, saying, what about us?
In housing and real estate. Also has
Residents and council members shared opinions which at times became heated over the decision to allot $51 million to migrants. Those against the funding are questioning how the city can suddenly come up with so much money for new visitors when local communities remain neglected and our own homeless population needs help. Since last August, more than 8,000 migrants have been dropped off in Chicago from the Texas border, with Mayor Johnson calling it a humanitarian crisis.
When we talk about asylum seekers and those families who have been here, how do we make sure that there's enough for everyone? Look, you know, we're moments away of digging in deeper with our budget and making sure that we pass a budget that speaks to the values of who we are as a city.
Now this comes after Mayor Lightfoot.
So who you are as a city is to fund an illegal act versus build the infrastructure that you swore in to protect. Think about that. This is a money laundering cash cow thing, guys. I'm telling you, this is some bullshit. Cause look, you talking about you spending $51 million to show who you are as a city. Well, you breaking the law. Technically, if you really want to get into it, because at the end of the day, these are illegal immigrants. You're funding illegal activity, and you the city, versus focusing on what's going on in your fucking city, right? With all these murders and all this shit and homeless pen, like this is fucking ridiculous.
I'm in the chat room. I don't know what's going on.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we
Can
can
you
see.
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Barbara's son. Oh, I know
Yeah,
what. You can't see everybody. I know.
Yeah, now it's okay right now.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, man. So that's another one that we putting on the table for debate. Anybody on the call want to grab the mic? We got who we got?
Yeah, peace. Yeah. Oh, go ahead, Elder. Go. You got it.
Yeah, I wanted to get on out the way.
Mm-hmm.
Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, peace and blessings, everybody in the chat room. Yeah, I want to talk about this bullshit about slavery was the choice. That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
big, but they got so many ignorant people in this world. Ain't nobody in this world gonna subdue to another people unless that person being conquered.
Yeah.
Then people came here. Matter of fact, we was already here. People like me, Sanchez, people that know that we are the original people of this land. Not Africa, not Papua New Guinea, not South America. We are the original people of this land. And when the Europeans came, they came with the bullshit about we come in peace, but they came with disease. They came with manipulation. They came with lying. They came with guns. They came with disease. Slavery was not no choice. Then they used the manipulations, psychological game on us, all kind of other stuff. So any brother, white man, Asian talking about slavery was a choice. They're telling the goddamn lies. Bow and arrows and spears ain't gonna beat no cannons and guns. It ain't gonna happen. And we fought. They had a revolution in Louisiana, and they almost won. I forgot this brother. Sanchez might know his name. He was a black brother. I can't think of his name. It was in 1811. That's right. 1811. They was almost won it, but they just ran out of ammunition when they almost got to New Orleans. You know, if anybody don't believe what I'm talking about, go check the 1811 revolution in Louisiana. I forgot this brother's name. He had a French name. So anybody saying that slavery was a choice, I don't know where they mind at. Because just like Brother Sanchez said, we say what we want. Black in the South, black people speak their mind, just like Boosie, just like Brother Sanchez, just like anybody been watching my channel know I don't back down on nothing. I tell the truth. And the truth is the only thing gonna set us free. That they got a lot of program brothers from these others, they don't know nothing about no South. Yeah. Not saying the South is the greatest and all this nonsense, but we got a lot of warriors down here. And if a race war starts, we got a better chance because the South is dominated by melanated people. You can go any major city in the South, New Orleans, Birmingham, Alabama, Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, Charlotte, North Carolina, Alabama, Mobile, Montgomery, dominated by melanated people. And a lot of black people in the South are waking up. We know what's going on. We know that these Democrats, these Nigers or niggers that's in the politics, like down in Chicago, what they're doing, puppets, because that's what they are. How in the hell you gonna bring a whole bunch of people in from somewhere else and don't know what they got? You just gonna give them something. Talking about a humanity crisis. Homeless in America is a humanity crisis. These people are full, especially these melanated politicians, these coons, these sellouts, and that's what's going on. So anybody I don't care where you come from, talk about slavery is a choice. You full of bullshit. And I'm gonna let somebody else speak, and I'm gonna keep watching this video. I love Brother Sanchez. He gives the elders.
I think slavery
was
a choice. I think slavery was a choice.
Look, man, I ain't finished.
I also believe migration.
I haven't finished.
Hold up, Madonna.
I haven't finished.
Hold up, Madonna.
All right.
I haven't finished. Where are your manners? Do you have a mother and father that taught you manners?
Well, you said if anybody else want to go ahead, brother.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have never said that. And I ain't never said I was finished. And you shouldn't have bet to my slavery was a choice. Your mind is depleted. You're very ignorant. You don't have no self-esteem. And I'm just saying this for my heart.
I want to know how he can even come.
OG, we can't do that. Let him,
you know what? No, I'm gonna let Madon explain himself right now. I ain't know he was on the side of saying slavery was a choice. So I want to know how the hell he come to that conclusion. Him and Math Hopper, Kanye, and all these guys. How y'all coming to that? Respectfully.
The reason I come to that conclusion is because the reason I said it was a choice because we had rebellions, and those that rebelled or ran away, that's what the choice they made. So slavery was a choice. Some chose to rebel and fight back. Some chose to run away. So that's the choice I'm talking about.
It was a choice then.
It was a choice to stay on the plantation or run away. That's a choice.
Let me explain something to you, Madon.
You sound like a fool, man.
You know, what's crazy is when you say slavery was a choice, I don't understand. It's like if slavery was a choice, we chose not to be enslaved when we was fighting back. But when you lose the fight, guess what? You don't get a choice no more. You by default, upon defeat, your ass is a prisoner of war and a slave. You fought.
Exactly.
You had the choice and you chose to fight. But when you lost the fight, you didn't have the choice no more. You just gotta be a slave now.
Well, we see that we see throughout the South, and a lot of times our people make choices. Some chose to move north and run away. Some built towns in the South that still exist to this day.
You jumping the gun. We gotta talk about what was happening when we were first went into bat. When we first realized, you know what? These people are trying to enslave us, because you gotta remember, they ain't just get off the boat saying we won't enslave you. They were settlers. They settled with us.
Yeah,
brother.
Well, I mean, that's how treaties got formed, but I ain't gonna hawk the mic. Go ahead, brother, with the I don't know who that is.
No, it's
true
good.
Nah, brother.
It's a good debate. It's a good debate,
this is brother
bro.
Jazz. Hey, I was just gonna say, I don't agree with Madame completely on slavery was a choice. I don't
Saying
believe
slavery is a choice is really when y'all be talking about self-hate and shit, that's when y'all really need to say it. But go ahead.
No, brother. Hear me out, brother. I was just trying to say, yeah, slavery wasn't a choice, but I feel like the white man knows it, and the truth of the matter is, slavery is being exaggerated today. Because there's one thing, and hear me out, don't cut me off. There's one thing worse than slavery, and that's genocide. And I believe
but hold up, but wait a minute.
Genocide.
Wait. Let me help you out, bro. Genocide is a byproduct of slavery.
That's right.
But it's fuller than it's worse than slavery. You see what I'm saying? Like
you can't listen. Wait a minute. Hold on. You know what you're saying? You're saying coughing is worse than catching a cold, when coughing is a byproduct of catching a cold.
No, but like genocide would be the cold. Genocide would be the cold, because you were saying what happened before, like
guess what, man?
Where Madonna was trying to get out. When it's like we were being the people who were indigenous to the land of America, what wasn't even called America before the Europeans stepped foot. They were being murdered. They were being sent places, sent to certain areas that are still sometimes reserves till this day. But they you know what I mean?
Brother, let me explain something. I don't fully disagree with you, right? You right about the bringing in genocide into the argument right now was genius. I give you props for that. Genocide, we know what that's them destroying killing a large group of people. But check it out though. Before they can kill a large amounts of you, see, here's the argument we having, and I'll be fair here. We can say, okay, genocide came first. They killed a large group of us, so the rest of us that were left became POWs and enslaved. Can we do that?
Brother, I was gonna say, brother, there was never a period where they stopped the war of genocide itself. You know, the actual act of genocide itself on our people. There's never been a point where it's like you were saying before, they are still using these colonization tactics till this day. I say Reconstruction era may have been worse than the actual late years of slavery itself, and just in the sense of the laws that were constructed for black people to even blacks, any colored was the thing.
Bro,
colored,
I think, with all due respect, I think you dance, and now you got to stand on you saying slavery was a choice. Now I got you in a corner where you second guessing it sound like.
Second guessing what, brother?
That you
still
you
think firm like me, Ken.
Yeah, you think slavery is a choice or not still.
Brother, slavery was never a choice. I'm not arguing that point, brother. I'm trying to tell you, brother, that I know I've done real research, and I live in Tennessee now, brother. I grew up and I was born in New Jersey, brother. but all my people are from South Carolina. My history is from South Carolina, not from Africa, not from the slave trade, from South Carolina. And the War of Yesemi, you can look this up. The Battle of Yesemi, which took place between 1713 and 1715, before European settlers even came to this country. And
now, was that a choice?
They were fighting in Tennessee. They were fighting. The first war, the first revolt of that war itself took place in Port Royal, Tennessee, 10 miles from where I live now.
Was that war
black
choice?
People were moving, indigenous people were moving all over the place, revolting already against the white man because they were in trespassing. They were in restricted
Okay, now was that a choice, brother? Was that war a choice or not?
Brother, that wasn't a choice, brother.
Was that a choice?
That wasn't, brother. I'm in belief that wasn't a choice, because that's like saying you got a house and somebody come up in your house. Is it a choice to do something to them or not if you don't know them?
Yeah, it's a choice to defend, bro. You have to choose to defend yourself. And that's one thing we as black people haven't done yet. We haven't chose to fight back this oppressive system to the fullest that has got rich off us. That's why they even do what they're doing in Chicago. That's why they can give 50. That's why they can give 51 million. That's why they can give 51 million to the migrants right now. Why? It's because we have stopped the fight. We forgot to fight. That's what it is.
Yeah, we forgot. That makes sense, brother. You're saying choice, though. You're saying we don't. Here, I'm.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, OG. Go ahead, brother.
This brother sitting up there talking about black people and they don't choose to fight. We don't make the laws. Who did that in Chicago? A black man, a black mayor approved $51 million for black people, even white folks that was already staying in Chicago. So we got to get our own political shit. We got to get our own shit and just get away from the system. You sitting up there talking about we ain't fighting. We ain't making the laws. And they got coons, too many sellout niggas that's going along with Mr. Charlie.
Because they made a choice. Because they made a choice. With all due respect, Elder, they made a choice.
Damn, they no damn choice. What choice do you make?
They chose to be on the side. They chose to be handkerchief head Negroes and side with the oppressor. What they call giving Gibson secrets. That's why these niggas can give 51 million, because they giving niggas, they pacifying niggas hells and giving niggas Gibson secret. That's why the mayor, whoever that was in Chicago, passed that 51 million to those migrants who made the choice to go to the border. Now go ahead.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, salutes.
Peace to the panel. No disrespect to the elder, but I'm gonna tell it how it is, man.
You can just say what you want.
We're in this situation because the people from your generation fucked us. Our generation shouldn't have to even be talking about no motherfucking war right now. We should. Hold on, I didn't cut you off, man.
No, I'm cutting you off right now. What are you doing now?
I didn't cut you off. We should.
If we fucked up,
you cannot ask me.
What are you doing now?
Damn,
what did you do?
We don't supposed to be fighting your war. We shouldn't be fighting your war to begin with. If you claim that there's a war, this war started before I was born, man. This shit started before everybody on this panel besides you was born. We wasn't even born yet. So whatever decisions that happened during y'all time is falling on the younger generation. And now the older ones are asking the younger ones what we are going to do about it. We shouldn't even have to do anything about it because y'all should have did something about it. So we don't have to have this conversation right now. But yet y'all are doing all the yelling. You're doing all the screaming at the younger people.
Hold up. Let's be fair. Let's be fair. Hold on. I know how to do it. I'm gonna get order right here. Watch this. Hey, Elder Barbara son, relax for 1 second, Elder. I'm gonna moderate this to where it's gonna be reason between you and the brother Dreads. Salutes to Citizen Man as well. We finna bring everybody into the fold, but let's do this. Dreads, let's be fair. Unmute. Let me ask both of y'all something. Let me moderate this. Dreads, let's be fair. Can we say that if the people in power, it took them more than one generation to get their power, then it's going to take us more than one generation to get the shit back? So then now let's push the debate toward, did they do enough? Because I think we asking too much of their generation to ask them to end all this shit, because you ain't going to end it in one generation. But did they make certain strides and leaps? Did they make life for the next generation a little bit better or just a little bit worse? That's the debate I think y'all should have.
They made it worse. I mean, let's look at Dr. King. Dr. King wanted us to integrate with the people that we're actually talking about right now. This man led a whole entire civilization to integrate with a bunch of people who we are claiming right now as the enemies. So I'm already a little confused behind that, because if Dr. King wanted us to integrate with with white people, that means we was already living on our own shit and we was already doing our own thing.
Well, look, I don't think that integration is what really brought us down for real. Me personally, I don't think we can just blame that on integration. Yeah.
Well, we're under that. The integration got us under the system that we are currently in today. If you really look at it.
So you're telling me that? So here's my understanding of integration. Integration was a bunch of black folks wanting to shop in white people's shops instead of shopping with your own people and helping us keep like the black economies and all of Wall Streets, all this stuff. That was my understanding, that what integration basically was. Can we eat at y'all shop? Can we go to your restaurant, white man? Or maybe I'm simplifying it too much.
No, you that's just the tip of the iceberg. One of the main things that Dr. King preached was us integrating the schools. That's what they showed on TV. You could pull that shit up on YouTube. They wanted to integrate with the schooling system and the colleges. But we sit around this motherfucker and say the white man indoctrinated us. Well, you don't say. You had an individual that had a bunch of children believing that it was a better education going to the white people's schools and colleges. So now we're crying about something that we all literally walked into. Like the people that we call our elders today, they was the children back then that wanted to go to those schools, man, that wanted to go to those colleges. And now they're older now, and now they're looking at us like, well, y'all need to go out there and fight. Well, y'all brought us to this motherfucker. Y'all put us in this motherfucker. So y'all don't got no right to be trying to tell the younger generation what we the fuck need to be doing. Let us do it the way we want to do it, and y'all need to sit y'all asses down, because y'all done had y'all chance, and y'all dropped the ball when the ball was in y'all court. That's all I'm saying.
Right, they made that choice.
Let's allow the elder to respond now, and let's keep it respectful. I know it's some very triggering things being said. Hold up, unmute your mic, Baba Rasan. Unmute your mic, and then do your thing. Unmute your mic and go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear. There you go.
Number one, he's saying that people my age dropped the ball. Let me tell you, you don't even know about time. During the time that I was born, 1938. I was born in 1938. 1958, I was 10 years old. How I dropped the ball? When Martin Luther King did what he did, which I didn't approve of, what that got to do with me? How I dropped the ball? Tell me. When I was a child. So you know someone that shit. I dropped the ball. I ain't dropped no ball. The Civil Rights Act was made in 1968 under President Lyndon Johnson. I was 20 years old. I had nothing to do with that. I ain't never went to no white school. I raised up in a black neighborhood where black people had their own businesses. Martin Luther King, what he did, what you said about that, I agree with that 100,000%. But don't put me in this bullshit. But I dropped the ball when I was born 1948 and 1968 when they made the civil rights bullshit. I was on. had nothing to do with that. Nothing.
Yeah, I think
So
you
what
gotta
are you
be
talking
careful
about?
blaming. Like I know that we can be very critical of the generation before us, just like they can be very critical of us.
Right.
But I think how we do it, right, and a level of respect, I think is more important than any of it at the end of the day. Me personally, but y'all got it.
Yeah, and you're right, Brother Sanchez. He talking about we dropped the ball. So we dropped the ball. You pick it up. What you doing now? What is you doing in this generation to make it better for black people? Nothing but running your mouth.
That's gonna trigger
That's it.
something there. That's gonna see. Okay, let's pass the mic, y'all. Let's sit.
Listen,
Okay.
I said what I said. Now, first of all, I wasn't even talking like directly. You can hear me. I said the elders, the people that came before us. Listen, stop being emotional, and you'll understand where I'm coming from. Everything that I stated was factual. Is nothing
There
I
was
said
no
was.
fact at all.
Yes, it was.
Wasn't no
Everything.
fact.
Well, you
Wasn't
have
no
to.
fact.
You can't disprove.
Wasn't no
nothing.
OG, let
fact.
him talk, man. Let him talk.
See, this is the reason why we can never get nowhere, because we allow our emotions to do all the talking for us instead of
Yeah,
being
because you
logical.
talking shit. You don't know what you're talking about.
You got to let him. You got to let him
You
go.
gotta
Elder.
let me talk, man.
You could
Like
get it
this
out
is
there.
crazy. Like, what kind of example you even setting for the younger generation?
I mean, OG, you kind of proving his point, brother, when you do that.
Like, come
You know what I'm
on,
saying?
man. I'm supposed to sit around and listen to somebody that behaves like this? This is insane. Nobody will look at that and say, you know what? That's what I need to do. I need to be like. I need to be a leader like that.
It's a triggering conversation too. But yeah, go ahead.
But it's still, you should. He should be. All right, I ain't gonna even go there. But what I'm saying is,
Yeah, just get to your point, bro. It's all good. Water under the bridge.
what I'm saying is this here. There's a lot of things that took place before most of us was even born, if not all of us was even born. I made that clear. And it got us in the situation that we're in today. Yes, they dropped the ball, because when that shit first started showing its head, our people should have nipped it in the bud. Especially when they saw Martin Luther King. They should have handled that dude, man. We cannot cry about a system that we walked into. Like, why does nobody act like they want to acknowledge that shit? The system that we in right now, we all walked into it. We want to go to their schools, and what schools we go to right now? Who control the schooling system? Who control the schooling board? I don't give a damn if you go to even if you go to a school that's 98% black, I guarantee the people at the top of that school board is not black.
Let's explain something real quick. Let's talk about MLK.
Come on, man.
During MLK time, black people made up the #1 people using the public transit systems, but they got treated the worst on them and had to sit in the back of the bus, all that bullshit. But so his whole thing wasn't really integration. It was, look, if we gonna use y'all systems, you gonna treat us fair when we use them. So I think he get a lot of the bad blame and shit and try to put integration on him. But it's deeper than that, though. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, from what I researched and what I've been taught.
Can I say something, brother?
You don't remember when before we even was going to their schools, who was walking and marching, talking about let's get these kids to schools? And y'all got to pay attention to these marches, man. I did a whole breakdown on this shit, bro. When you look into the audience of the marches, those are children out there, man. Those wasn't adults. We get blinded about
during different marches. It was different crowds, different marches, different crowds.
Yeah, those are children. See, they use the younger generation because what they
today too.
If you marching about education, you want children to be in your march, of course.
Yeah, and they use those kids because they assume that those kids wouldn't get beaten, get dogs sicked on them. You supposed to protect children, knowing that they would do shit like that. Why the fuck would you still have kids?
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Let me tell you how it was. Coming from Alabama, let me explain something to you how it was. The spirit of a revolutionary was like, if you look at the day how our generation got this gangster culture going on, back in the days when there wasn't no gangs, it was just blacks versus whites. you had young teenage black boys like, fuck that, I want to burn one of these motherfucking C words, crackers, you know. I'm just saying how it is. Yeah. You had young black niggas like, fuck that, Pops, I want to go march too. Like, I'm just saying, you got to understand that you had young white kids being taught how to use rifles, being taught how to fight, how to do the same thing to fight back against the blacks. So if you wanted to compete, you better teach your children about how to fight, march, stand up and do all that, because that's what their militias and shit was doing. So I kind of get it. It was that kind of dynamic back then. It was that dynamic though.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, Roe versus Wade was done by black teenagers. But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, brother. I was just gonna say, question everything. I'd say he's kind of being a tad bit disingenuous to what may have happened in the past, especially during the civil rights. I mean, like you said, like they were sicking dogs on people. They were using like fire hose. You know what I mean? We can't really, like black people that had no fire hose. I hear people say, like I hear Sanchez say we was on the buses, and at one point, yeah, we did have our own bus companies, but like we didn't have like the police force. That whole police force was white. You know what I mean? There was probably like one, like I don't even know in the 50s or 40s if there was like one brother. The OG would have to answer for that. Were there any brothers on like the police? You know what I mean?
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you some real shit, right? When I joined the military, nobody said, well, they sacrificing children to go fight for them and shit. I'm gonna tell you, the children said, man, when I get out of high school, bro, I'm going to the military because, nigga, I want to see the world. I want to get out of mama house. I want to get the money. I want to have my school paid for. So my parents didn't sacrifice me to the military. It was incentives. If you ask any of these young dudes out there joining the gang, they'll tell you something lured them into the gang about that lifestyle and shit. We can't keep blaming the parents. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if daddy is a warrior and mama is a warrior, guess what, man? Them children gonna say, can we march? Can we go and shoot? Can we go fight? How you think you have 13-year-olds throwing up Crip in Compton? 13, 14, 12-year-olds saying he blood. He see his mama, his dad and them doing. He want to be a warrior. He want the stripes. Like, this shit is learned behavior. And during a time when your people is going to war against they people in the streets and all that shit, guess what? The children gonna pick up suit. And it ain't just the black ones. The white kids are gonna be learn to hate your goddamn children at a young age too. So we can't say that they cowards and sacrificing the children, because you don't become a warrior when you're an adult. You got to be taught to be a warrior and a killer when you growing up. That's just facts, and we got to be a little fair here with this conversation. So when it come to yeah, you know what? Go ahead. I'll come back. Y'all got it. Go ahead, man.
No, I was just gonna add to what you're saying, bro. As far as like the whole warrior spirit style. Right before you throw me on to the chat, this digging, my bad. Respects first. Salute to you, bro, Sanchez. Everybody on the panel, everybody out there in chat world. Salutes. But when he mentioned how early in times, you feel me, there was that revolution. I found that he's speaking of Tucson over two. With the their revolution, because around that time they actually did make land base here in the Americas, and they was traveling just like the times was different. But he was actually one of those travelers who was really doing his thing. You get what I'm saying? So technically, you know what I'm saying, for those historians who really look into certain things that was going on into the world, that go to show you how it is. That spirit at that time was actually the truth, because factually Haitians did actually beat the French, and they did claim their independence. One of the few in the war tactic. That's why in the chat I even asked, which war did we lose that put us in this situation? Because when it comes to those civil matters that
you asking me, because look, the war that we lost.
Oh no, I'm asking, but it's just part of my response. If you want, I'm landing my plane.
Okay,
but
you got it.
Going just to get on to what we were saying. Yeah, when you were speaking about that warrior energy and where that come from, That's what it is. That same war that you're speaking of, I would want, I do want you to speak on it so the people understand. But that same war is where we stop trying to produce warriors to come back. You get what I'm saying? For that rebattle. And here we are looking at it to this day, falling back. Dig it.
Hey, get y'all tickets.
Hey,
Go ahead.
let me jump in and say something real quick, because bro, you're right about that revolutionary spirit of the youth, right? But I think somewhere along the lines in the civil rights movement, it got co-opted, right? And that revolutionary spirit of the youth allowed them to be misled, because I kind of see the same thing happening now, right? Like, let's take, for example, the Black Lives Matter movement. There was a lot of young black people that was upset about the way the police was treating them, right? So they'll take to the streets and they'll start protesting. And then what would the organization do? Busing out of towners to start burning down the cities and making them the young people that was out there protesting look like they were the ones committing all the crimes. And
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
You know what I'm saying?
COINTELPRO.
So you're right. So these young people were used kind of like to provide cover for the troublemakers, for the ones that actually wanted to, do some shit, and ruin, derail the movement, so to speak. But to the debate that Dreads and OG was having, I think where black people went wrong was when the black voting bloc, the black voters, started voting for the Democratic Party back in the 60s and 70s. Because if you look at those cities now that are bringing in all these migrants and advocating for the borders being open, they're all Democratic mayors. And they're the ones deciding that they want to take the taxpayers' money and give it to these foreigners. I mean, if you look at the president, Joe Biden, he's giving billions of dollars to Ukraine, but when it was time for, during the stimulus debate, when it was time to give the American people their own tax money back, they was debating on that shit for weeks. But when it's time to give money to foreign countries, they do that shit, with the snap of a finger, like it ain't nothing. So I think that, not necessarily going to the Republican Party, because they're not much better in terms of advocating for the people, but just moving away from supporting the Democratic Party would do black people a lot of good, because every city where the majority of the voting population is black has a Democratic mayor. And if you look at the economics in each one of those cities, they're overrun with poverty, they're overrun with crime now, because George Soros put in his prosecutors, like in New York City with Eric Adams. He came on the scene saying, I'm gonna clean up the streets, and I'm a black man from New York, and I don't like what's happening, and blah, 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 blah. But then the person that he campaigned with was Alvin Bragg, who was a district attorney funded by George Soros. And Alvin Bragg was publicly saying he's not gonna prosecute certain crimes like robberies and shit. So Eric Adams.
So what are they gonna show you?
Hold on, Madon. So what Eric Adams did was he came in pretending to be the hero, running the police out to go, make these mass arrests in the projects. So we heard about those. But then behind the scenes, his buddy Alvin Bragg was just letting them right back out on the street. So they kind of pulled the okie doke on the people. So instead of crime going down, like Eric Adams said he was going to do, crime actually went up. You know what I mean? And that's all because he put on this black face and said, I'm here to help the people, and I'm a black man, and I'm the mayor of New York City, and the first black mayor in New York City, whatever the hell. You know what I'm saying? Just playing on the emotions of the black voters and getting their support. But once they get into political power and they get into office, they turn around and they screw the people. And that's what's been happening for decades, even with the abortion thing. If you want to talk genocide, if you look up the definition of genocide, it's not only the extermination of a population of people, but it's also the hindrance of the growth of the population. And, you guys talk about the FBA stuff all the time and how black people have been here for, since before the settlers came and all that. But why is it that every other population that's come here after is experiencing higher growth rates than the black population? But then when you look at the abortion numbers in New York City in 2019, more black babies were aborted than born. You know what I'm saying? So they set up these systems and they sell it to us as if it's there to help us when it's really hurting us.
Well, it goes to show that it's not about voting. It's not about none of that. The bottom line of the problem is
that's a conversation.
We have inherited a consciousness. My bad, Sanchez. I was gonna say this real fast.
No, you was first.
I think the real problem is we have inherited a consciousness from another people, and it's our consciousness that we need to fix. And that, to me, that's the root of the problem. It's the consciousness, not the voting and none of that. It's the conscious mind. Go ahead, Sanchez.
No, I said, I was gonna have the my body, my choice debate, speaking of what Citizen Man was saying, because what I noticed too, I don't really have that topic a lot, but when I do, it be real lit, man. And it be a lot of women, man, and dudes coming up saying like, what about women that's getting raped? Or what about the women that's, finna die because they having baby? And what I was saying was like, I wonder is these high abortion rates because they passing laws that's based on a minority versus the majority problems that's plaguing the fucking majority. I had that debate a few days ago. It was crazy, man.
I heard that. I heard you talk. I heard you speak on that, and I appreciate your opinion on that. And I think that reasonable exceptions should be allowed, but it shouldn't be so free and open that it could be used as a form of contraception. You know what I mean? Where we can just go around and impregnate women, or women can just go around and get pregnant and just abort the baby because the service exists and it's legal. That's
That's
not
real.
fair to the next generation.
But
And
Margaret
also,
Sanger, it would be Margaret Sanger that put that in as far as to making it that deep. But can I get in for a second? Because I do want to say something to back up Baba Razan. When we're talking about this and we're speaking of the history, it's kind of like when you're watching football and the offensive coordinator is calling the wrong plays, and now your offensive line has a lot of drops. You don't blame the offensive line, you get rid of the coach. You can't blame them for not knowing the plays, not knowing what was coming up against them, and then they did what they thought was best at the time. But it sounds like a lot of lack of knowledge of what went up to the MLK point. I know people mention the school system, but you would have to know figures like Horace Mann back in the Civil War times to know how the school system arrived, because white people weren't for the school system and they were actually teaching their kids at home. But it was the government that says we're giving the people too much power and we're allowing them to make their own decisions, and that's what's causing these rebellions, especially what happened with the Civil War. So they actually took the Russia model and said, okay, we need to actually add patriotism and get children into school at a young age. And you can see the white people went to war to not have school so young, but as we see now, we're sending people, our kids to school as young as 3 years old. And before, you would only go to school like later and closer to your teens, and you'd be raised at home with your family in your formidable years. So what we're seeing as far as is an indoctrination of all the people, and then we got integrated into this system. You can't necessarily blame the people that got us integrated, because all they were trying to do was create a better system for us all.
Yeah, and that's the problem. They thought that what they was doing was going to be the right thing for their people when they walked us right into a burning damn building. And after the fact, they're looking at us and trying to tell us what to do and how to do it. It's too late for that, because when you look at the people that come before us, they are our actual teachers. They should have taught us that from when we was infants. You can't try to teach a bunch of grown-ups now. It's too late. So the only thing we can do is now do the opposite of what the elders did when it came to us. We have to teach our kids better than the elders taught us. That's what I'm talking about. If we really want to see real change, instead of just having these certain crazy outer world conversations, let's get down to the nitty gritty and don't be afraid to say what's actual factual. We don't have to listen to what I'm saying. We don't have to, because I'm actually practicing that now, and I see that it's actually the best way to go about doing it, because now my kids will understand, like, okay, I see what happened before my dad, and I see what my dad and my mom is doing to try to break that curse, or to break that cycle. That's all we got to do. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be mean to the elder, because I know that there was people even before him that even put us even deeper into some bullshit, and I'm quite sure he know what I'm talking about. And I'm not saying he himself is responsible. I'm just talking about there was a certain time where things was taking place out here, and these people sat back and let it happen, man. And when those kids was going to those white schools because they thought that they would got a better education, they was getting indoctrinated by that white school. And guess what? Look at how we came out today. Look how we turned out. Look how we talk
question
now.
everything.
Okay, hold on.
I just wanted to ask a quick question.
Hold on. Hold
Go
your
ahead, big dog.
questions and interjections. Salutes to everybody. Let's let the sister respond, and then when I get a chance to interject and host it, I'll do that. But I gotta let them go. Fair to go back and forth. Go ahead.
Yeah, it would be really quick. I just wanted to respond to something real quick that you said. I do agree that they shouldn't be telling us exactly how to go about the solutions and what solutions are right and wrong. But we do need them to tell us the history and to sit down and talk with them, even when we're strategizing or getting the solutions, because we weren't there and we can't blame them for things that was happening that they actually were born into as well. So all we can do is take that information and then come together to formulate it amongst ourselves and then create those solutions. But we still have to hear them out and listen to what they're saying, I believe.
Okay.
I haven't got a problem with hearing. No, I'm not against hearing them out. I hope y'all don't take it as I'm against it.
Nah.
What I'm saying is it's our time. That's all. It's our time to make the right decisions.
Oh yeah.
They had their time and they made wrong decisions. That's just all I'm saying.
And listen, this is what I'm gonna say. I don't think they made all wrong decisions. They got some stuff right, but some of the stuff they got wrong was indeed detrimental to Dred's point. But I also look at it this way. They inherited a fucked up hand from their elders. Every generation been sort of, So my thing is like, it evens the ground. If they came into the game with negative points on the scoreboard with a bullshit hand dealt, and they left the next generation with a bullshit hand dealt, the question really gonna boil down to what gonna be that magical generation that just come with some far left shit that no other generation tried to turn that shit around.
I think the
generation that's set. Oh, good. I think the generation that's set. Go ahead, Dre.
No, you got it, my dog.
No, I'm just gonna say I think the generation that set goals. I think a lot of us is as a whole as Black people, we stop setting goals, and to me, it all goes back to what we allow go into our the conscious mind. Just like I'm gonna use flat Earth for an example, right? Just by people pumping that information into people's consciousness, now you see flat Earth has become worldwide, and now, like Sanchez showed the other day, you got mainstream media saying, "Hold up, look at these flat earthers. What are we going to do about it?" Because what happened was that type of consciousness was getting pushed into the minds.
I thought flat Earth
hold on, King. Even though I don't believe in
we
flat
don't want to
Earth,
go into we're not on that, but he's just making a point. Let him go.
Right,
quick.
I'm using flat Earth as an example, show how the information that you're put into the conscious mind can create a movement, and flat earthers set goals. They set goals out, and that's all I'm saying. By doing that, you can draw in more followers by the mere changing of the conscious mind. That's all.
Brother Sanchez, can I make my last take?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got it.
What's going to change everything, what the brother just said, was 100%. And I agree with that. We got to change our mindset. We got to stop, because what he's saying about we fumble the ball, if nothing don't get done for the next 20 years, the next generation going to be saying you fumble the ball too. So we got to change our whole mindset. We got to start supporting each other. We got to start building Black businesses. We got to start buying land. We got to start homeschooling our children and get away from Western civilization ideology. And you got to do it with a mindset. And we ain't doing this no more. We're going to go back to our ancestors with the way of doing things, live in nature, and homeschool our children, and build Black communities, Black entrepreneurs, and get away from Western civilization ideology. That's the only thing going to set us free. Get our own. Stop going to the Chinese store in the neighborhood, the Korean store. Stop going to Gucci. Build your own Gucci. Build your own Walmart.
Damn right, Baba. I'm with you on that. No, that real spill, baby. And it's crazy because I can, man, listen. We talk about this generation, that generation. We forget that the world that a lot of generations is living in is from the creativity, the scientists of the past. And you can name some of them people, the peanut butter you eat today, the stop sign that you stop at, the refrigerator. We go through it every February, talk about Black History Month, about our greatness and what we did on certain levels. Baba, right. I only interjected just to do two things. One, because when he said that, it just reminded me of some of hip hop legend KRS One said. He said the younger generation need to start listening to the older generation, and the older generation got to start listening to the younger generation for this all to make sense. That's the whole recipe of hip hop. That's on a music level. And then the other thing is, yeah, Brother Sanchez, if you would, when you get a chance, please enlighten me. Which war do you think we lost, or what battle was it that put us in this situation? If you got any, you know what I'm saying?
I wanted to answer that last time. You do do you know who the Pilgrims were?
Yes, sir.
Okay, when they came over here, what we lost was a covert biological warfare, meaning that we were introduced to foreign diseases, right? That we didn't know nothing about, how to fight them, how to cure. The plants we got over here is like, this is my theory though. You know what I'm saying? We do know we got the smallpox theory and all that, but I take that theory and I go to the next level. I say, well, if they introduced a foreign disease to indigenous people here, they had to introduce a foreign form of medicine to heal that. We want to know how to even approach that new shit, and it would have been something we never saw before. And so that would have opened up the door for us to be vulnerable to them. And now we need you to actually be healers, our healers. At that point, you a slave already, man. At that point, you in a biological warfare where over time, you don't really got to shoot bullets. You can just keep your, as they call it, like, and in my opinion, I think they would have used this to say stuff like, you're not pleasing my God. That's why more of your people get sick. If you accept my God, worship my God, and do as what he's telling you to do as far as, his people and shit concerned, then these sicknesses he'll take his hand off of you, stop smiting you with pestilence. Right. And then they notice that when they accept the God and bow down, the disease go away. What you think they gonna do? They gonna become Christians. They gonna say, oh, they gonna teach their children, look, you better worship this damn God. Cause if you don't, them soils gonna come back. The crops ain't gonna grow, but they don't understand these
Lord gonna destroy your ass.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And mind you, bro, I saw how you wanted to answer earlier, but the conversation was just, it was going down. But that's why I wanted you to actually get that out and put it out there, because I'm with you on the same thing. Flat motherfucking power over here on plenty levels. And I know we don't agree on everything in the world like that, but on a lot we do. And plenty much all I'm saying is, like Baba said, like a lot of folk been saying, and even like you said, bro, it is a point in time at which those who know, if you know, it's that time though. And bro said it, we got to stop playing. Where the entrepreneurs at? Where the creators at? The real inventors, you know what I'm saying? To get it out the mudders and really ain't looking for too much assistance, because you understand what it really is. It's time to stand up. Real leaders do real things. Falling back.
Right here, man. We right here. We here.
Hey, check me out. It's over 500 people in the chat, right? I need y'all to hit the like button and do me a big favor. Join my email list if you want to stay up to date for upcoming events. I'm putting the link right here in the chat room. Sign on up.
Hey, bro, I got a question for you, man.
Oh, yeah.
So you remember, I think it was back in 2019 when the migrant caravans was coming and all that. Remember we had a debate about whether the border should be opened up and the people should be let in or not? and you were on the side of, you know, letting the people in. Have you since changed your position on that?
Hell yeah, I've changed my position on that, man.
All right,
But
well,
see, when I the
That was
context
a
of
slick
that,
question.
now look, the context of that right back then was I was thinking that they was building that shit to keep us from going out as well. So I was on some looking at it though. But yeah, but at the same time, yeah, I was wrong about that one. I don't understand what Chicago doing. Like, to a certain extent, we live in a world where man shouldn't be able to control boundaries. But once we understand what kind of society we live in as far as with the immigrant, think about it. If I'm standing with FBA, ADOS as far as the immigrants go, and I hate to use the word immigrant, right? What I'm saying is on a natural law level, man shouldn't be able to control or dictate boundaries. But on some real shit, but we don't live in a natural world. We live in we live in some other shit. So
that's real. I respect that. But you know what that means though, bro? Because that was a debate we had. So that means your debate record is no longer flawless. You're about 1,000,000,001 now, my friend.
Nah, because check it out.
He said he won.
Because check it out, right? I still don't fuck with the wall though. I still go against the wall though. Hey, look, I don't think the wall even going. It ain't even been helping shit for real. But you know,
nah, they've been getting over that motherfucker. They've been getting over it.
Yeah, I think we got to stop letting another race of people determine our reality and define definitions for us and explain what this means and what history is and etc. And I think we just got to start setting more goals, man. You know, the realistic goals. That's it.
I think first black people need to realize the truth. Fucking white people running circles around us. They so far ahead. We need to really catch up. You know what I'm saying? Man. Them bitches fucking with AI. Them bitches making bombs. Them bitches make guns. Them bitches in biological warfare. Putting shit on your brains. We ain't doing none of that.
Let me tell you what white people do.
So wisen up.
This is what white people do. This is what white people do that niggas don't do. White people produce. They produce. They don't simply consume. We simply became consumers.
They create their truth.
No. Hold on. They take your truth and they capitalize off of it. They produce.
No, they create their own truth. Can you look at it? Every law
No.
Every law. Hold on, you gotta hear this out. Every law that they create, they broke it in order to establish.
How many movies have they taken your story and made money off of? Stop this.
Brother, that's neither here nor there.
They take your truth and they produce movies. They take your truth, they produce basketball, which we made. They take your truth and produce.
It is his.
Hold on, why you cut me off? Hey, sir, why you cut me off? Hold on, this is making
because I'm trying to have a conversation.
This is making then wait for me to speak. This is making very clear sense. They take your hip hop and make an industry where they produce the records that they didn't partake in. So what I'm saying is I don't know why it's confusing for you, but that's a fact.
No, it's not confusing. What I'm telling you, they create
and produce
that,
it. You see what I'm saying? If you want to argue, hold on. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to one person. So if you want to argue back and forth, we do it with somebody else. I'm saying this to everybody. They take your cultures, these pale skins, and they produce things from it. While you simply just hippie hopping, right? We do this shit naturally. You gonna hoop regardless, right? Well, guess what they don't do? They don't do the shit you do naturally. But what they will do is produce something off of your backs, bro. If you don't get
and
that,
that's what I just said. They create their truth.
Hold on.
So if I tell you they create their truth, brother, it don't matter where they take it from. They create their own truth and put it and make it into a reality.
Sir. This is the wolf speaking. When I speak, don't cloud my shit with your rhetoric. So what I'm saying, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now you can go on to a different topic, but what I'm just saying is a very clear message. Well, white people, this is my perspective. I don't need nobody arguing. When somebody say something, you don't gotta just jump and throw your shit on there. Let this breathe. White people, this is my perspective. They produce things off of everybody else's True story. Like I said, basketball, hip
Bro,
hop,
we understand
everything.
that, King.
You still doing it. You still doing it. Okay, that's crazy.
Because it's been simple, man.
Yeah, I just want to have a real
Madame, let me take
conversation.
it up.
You know what I'm saying?
Madame, let me
good.
take it over. Let me take it
Oh, go
over.
ahead,
Let me
man.
help Wolf out. Wolf. I'm gonna help Madame out real quick and make you
Nah, you're not
understand.
helping because if you think about what I'm
No,
saying, right? They create their truth.
yeah,
Hold on,
So
let him.
if they
listen,
take, hold on, if they
Madame,
take the
listen.
last Mohegan, right? If they take the last Mohegan, and we know the last Mohegan was not a European, but if he take that and create the movie The Last Mohegan and put himself in there, or The Last Samurai, or The Last Jedi, everybody in the world gonna think The Last Jedi was white, which means he created a truth. No matter who history took it from, he took it and made it
Did you hear
into
what
a
I
truth.
said? He
Now that's
produced.
why
Hold
most
on, he
black
didn't
people think
create.
Jesus
Hold on,
is white.
sir,
But go
sir,
ahead.
sir, sir, sir. He didn't create. You were mistaken creating from producing, putting money behind it, and forging a reality. He produced something off of your natural creation. You not is that over your head? You naturally produce hip hop, or you naturally create hip hop. They produced an industry off of it. That's why I started this off with saying niggas don't produce. They produce things off of your natural creations. That's just over your head, bro. Might as well move on,
No,
bro.
brother, that's just
That's a
surface
perfect.
level,
That's a
man.
bomb.
What you're
Hey,
talking about is surface
hey, bro,
level. We
Sanchez, that's a
always knew
bomb.
they've been taking our shit.
That's a
We've been
bomb.
knew that. We've been knew they
No,
taking
brother.
our shit.
So why were you the only one that
The
gave that?
problem is when they paint it after their image and their likeness. That's where the problem is at. And that's why we got white Jesus. All the
This is the
prophets in the
problem.
Bible,
The
they paint as
problem
white.
is, I got
Everything
you.
is
Hey,
fucking whitewashed, bro. Why
the
you think they got the
problem
word
is, you
whitewash?
guys, we stopped producing and we became simple, blind consumers of our own reality that they've produced and forged off of your backs.
I think
Basketball.
we need to be more wary of the people who look like us but don't have the best intentions for us as a people and are only out for themselves, like the black celebrities and the athletes and the sellouts, man.
Yeah, but like Baba said, look, you gotta start producing your own reality. That's why I said what I said.
Hold on, brother. I'm actually agreeing with you, my brother.
Right, I
Because
know.
those have been the most influential and instrumental salesmen in selling us that consumerism culture. You know what I mean? Showing us the flashy lifestyles on TV, telling us, yeah, if you work hard, you could be like me and you can get this. And then we find ourselves in this perpetual system of slavery, all because of the images being shown to us by these very same sellouts. So I think those people pose the biggest threat in terms of creating that consumer mindset in us, because you don't see too many rappers talking about buying land and developing
That's
it
because
and building
that's because
subdivisions
the
and shit.
rapper
They
is
talking
just
about
like
buying
you.
cars and chains.
Hey, but let me tell you why though. The rapper didn't create that consumer thing. He's also a consumer. He's also a nigga from the trap that made money and got out. So the
That's why I
rappers are
said
also niggas that the rappers are
yeah.
also the consumer. You know what I'm saying? The rapper is
That's
you're
why I
right.
said that's why I've said they've been the salesmen of it. They weren't the inventors or the creators of it by no means, but they were the salesmen of it who were
Right.
tasked with
I'm just
pitching
you're
us.
right.
Yeah. So we agree. We
I'm just
actually
saying they're
agree.
the biggest consumer, right? Like you consume, you might got a nice little old school outside. A rapper got 6 old schools. We both consumers. He just doing it at a bigger scale. You see what I'm saying? But you're right. I think they promote it. They promote it unintendedly. You know, like rappers, man. Niggas say, look, I know rappers, but listen, them niggas tell me, we asked Thug, why you don't give people money? Because when I was down, nigga, they didn't give me shit. You niggas didn't give me money when I was down. So when I'm up, I'm not giving no nigga money, bro. That's how rappers think. So I'm just saying, rappers are the biggest consumers, and that's because they was just like us, you know what I mean? So it's deeper than the rappers. Just we gotta stop blaming. It's deeper than that. This shit is systematic, bro. The rapper is just the glorified version of us. You know what I'm saying?
Look, that's what we need to do, in my opinion, like China and Israel now. If they got biological warfare, black people need biological warfare. If they got bombs, we need bombs. If they got AI, we need our own AI. If they got tanks, we need our own tanks. We ain't got nothing. If they making guns, we need to be making guns too. And that's
Brother,
they got the blueprint.
Brother, I agree with you, but I'll interject there because it's all a part of the bargain, man. We for so long in history we asked for a lending hand from them, and it's evident, and history is evident, and it's factual. Like during the French and Indian War, the British came, and they came with many troops, millions of troops, And we chose to fight on the fighting hand of the French, but got nothing in return. If anything, they came back years later, a century later, and purchased land from us. That was ours. You know what I mean? So it's like we forget sometimes, like it's like our community forgot over time. Generations have forgot, man.
Nah,
Like
they didn't forget. They
forgot the
know
bargain,
the power
man.
of
We
this white
forgot the
man.
bargain.
They didn't forget. They know that they understand the power, and this white man will whoop your ass, brother. That's what it is. Let's be real.
You gotta stop that. You gotta stop.
No,
that.
bro.
Is
No,
facts,
come on,
man.
bro.
It's
Come
facts.
on. See,
Nah, that's your
y'all
perspective.
being disingenuous.
Hold on, let me
man.
ask you this. Okay, let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this then. So you think the
You
white
think
man
they
was always?
actually? Hey, Elder,
Let me
have
ask
you
you.
forgot
I
the
got
fight,
you.
Elder?
Hey, let me ask you a question. You just said something. I want to ask you a question to what you just said. So the
All right,
white
go
man
ahead.
was always. So was you think the white man was always this big bad boogeyman that we scared of now?
Brother,
Of
ever
course
until
not.
ever since it was
Of course
documented
not.
on paper, yes. Because
Okay, so
they
he's
made
saying yes, you
they
saying no.
documented
Okay,
it.
cool. So hold on,
No,
he's
I'm
saying
saying
yeah, you
no.
saying no. This is a good
I'm
learning.
saying
This is a
yes.
good learning
I'm
point.
saying yes.
They came over
Saying
here
a bunch
calling
of men
on.
on the
Because
channel
at
that's
one
scared
time,
of white men.
we didn't have no
What?
interactions with this white man.
This is crazy.
You feel me?
Brother,
No, I hear
name a
what you
point in
saying.
history.
I hear
Brother,
your understanding.
here my understanding. Name a
Yeah.
point in history that is written, that is documented, that we were more powerful. Documented
Hey,
that we had more power
even
than
in those documentations
white
when
man.
they put y'all know even in those documentations when they put
We got Egypt, we
WHITE.
got Nubia.
Sometimes
Must I go on? We got Uncle Watts, we got Uncle Tom, we got so many ancient black civilizations
I
of the
think we got
Niggas
to
and
relook at
niggas
these
that's
accounts
on
of
record that
history,
was
right?
powerful civilizations. Come on, King. That's a weak
Brother,
argument.
the
But
white
what I'm
brother,
saying to you, I'm talking
you're
about this
naming
200.
ancient
I'm talking
civilizations
about
with
this
no white
400
people.
plus year old cracker that's been in America, brother, that has now dominated the world. Who says, if I tell you to jump, and who controls the wealth of nations, he controlled this white man controls his people in Africa gonna eat or not. Y'all, if y'all believe it or not, that's just a fact. So I'm just saying, bro, that when we gotta realize
Let
the
me tell
power
you
of
this, right?
racism, white
Let me tell you
supremacy.
this. This is the worst
That's
thing that
all
happened to black. Hey, bro, you, hold on. Take a break when you hold on. Take a second. Look, this is the worst thing that happened to niggas, right? You say the white man got control if they do this. Listen, the worst thing that happened to niggas is using that white man got control when really he got influence. You got it twisted. You think white man got the power? They don't have power for the white. That white man got influence. He don't got control or power over you. Power is natural. He got influence. He can make you do shit. But he ain't the one out there picking this shit. You are, nigga. He ain't the one creating these things. You are. He got influence over you. I can make you do some shit. You're right about that. But he don't have power and control, or he would be doing it himself. He wouldn't be taking everybody else's
We're
culture.
talking about two different things. The power
No,
I'm talking
we ain't
about
arguing. I'm adding to what you're saying.
the
I'm just
power I'm
saying.
talking about is when you see
Yeah,
SWAT.
I'm
Have
adding
you
to
ever
what
seen
you're
SWAT
saying,
in the
brother. I don't.
neighborhood?
Hey, bro.
Have you ever
Hold on.
seen SWAT in the neighborhood?
Hold on.
That's what I'm saying, brother. I don't know what he's going off. He's being a little delusional.
Yeah, I
No,
don't know
what I'm
about that.
I
saying,
see power.
I'm
I see
talking
power
about
as
the real power
muskets.
structure that's in
Power, hey,
America
I
and
pay my
worldwide.
power bill. Hold on, bro. You can't use words in 3 different ways. That's not intelligent. I pay my power bill and the lights stay on. The white man has influence. Influence means I can make you do shit. That's what you're talking about.
Can I say something about that?
No, this cracker got power, nigga. But go ahead, Elder.
You're right. To you, nigga, not to me.
Nah, brother, to you too, man.
Exactly.
Don't do
I don't
that.
believe he got no power over nobody.
Thank you, OG,
Influence.
because you intelligent, OG. You know what's going on.
Ain't nobody got no power over. Ain't nobody can make no one do nothing they don't want to do.
Right, because why? Because you would die
Then
about
go
it.
get your
Can I finish?
reparations. Then go get
Because
your
you would die about
reparations.
it. Go ahead, OG. Go ahead, OG.
It's influence, it's television, it's programming, it's conditioning. And
Talk to
then
him, OG.
white man, they got a lot of, I mean, I don't want to get into aliens
Tricks.
and demons and reptilians.
Yeah.
But basically, that's what he is. You know?
Listen, white man
what
came out with magic.
Basically, that's what he is.
We're being
If that's what
disingenuous.
he is, you bear witness to what I'm talking about there. Because right now, if he wanted to come to your house and pull you out, he can. And what you gonna do?
He can't. Hold on. He
Yes,
can't.
can.
Hold on, y'all. No, he can't, nigga. Which one? I wish a he could come up to my house, nigga. A system can.
Bro,
Are you
if
listening to
SWAT
what?
if
Hold
SWAT
on.
come
You
to your
talking?
house unmistakably got the wrong house, even if it's the wrong house,
Sir,
nigga, they coming in
sir.
there, they gonna strap you up with them
Sir.
zip ties,
Okay, so
nigga. It's
hold
on
on. Damn, this is crazy. That's why y'all don't be learning shit. You can't say he and then you switch it to they. What me and OG is telling you is that the white man you talking about, like it's one nigga, like it's one white person, that white pale skin has designed a system of influence. I don't know why you negating this point. That's why me and OG just told you he has set up influence to come pull you out your house. But there is no one white man that can come do that to you. So you saying these white men got power? There is no white man that has power, nigga.
Thank
You don't know that?
you.
Brother,
brother. White man,
You are
brother,
we
you're
know,
being
inaccurate.
we know
disingenuous
when
Bro.
we
to
say
Hey,
the.
the white
listen,
man,
you
everybody
gone,
know what the
bro.
hell
You
I'm
gone.
talking
If you
about.
walking around
We're
here saying
talking
the
about
white
a
man got
collective.
power,
We're talking about a collective group of
you're
people.
talking
We
about
know
what
that.
you're
Come on,
talking about. Hold on,
don't do
sir.
that.
Hold on, sir.
Don't
Sir,
do
hold
that.
on, hold on. You're talking about what you talking about. I'm talking about what I'm talking about. So what me and OG
Brother,
just
we know when
said,
we say the white man, everybody that's a nigga know. Even your grandma used to say the man. When
Your
the man,
mama
here come
know
the
what the
man.
white
right,
man
but
is.
you gotta learn, but you gotta get more smart, bro. You can't
No,
keep being
brother.
stupid. You
No,
saying
you're
everybody
being
know,
redundant.
everybody don't
See what
know,
it is?
bro.
You're
Hey,
being
hold on.
redundant.
Hey,
You trying to
listen,
be
this why I'm the
political
wolf.
correct.
Hey,
Well, you need to
this why
sit
I'm the
your
wolf.
political correct
Hey,
ass down.
hold on. You gotta learn, bro. You talking a lot to not be even saying some smart shit. Hold on. You saying some shit like the white man got power. We know he got power. I'm helping you change that, fool. You got to get smarter. He don't have power. Me and OG just brilliantly told you it's influence, and the reason he got what you calling his power is because a nigga like you is saying it. You telling you when you're saying he has power, you know we don't believe you, right? You saying that to yourself. You gotta. I thought you were intelligent,
Brother,
bro. This is
brother
low
Wolf,
level.
here,
Bro, if
Brother
you want to
Wolf, let
sit
me
up
get
here and
here,
live
madam,
Go
abstract,
ahead, man. Go
if you want to
ahead.
be abstract and live outside reality, go ahead.
Be actual though.
Brother
Use the words
Madam.
for real. Be actual. I told you, Georgia Power got power. If they cut my lights off, I'm shit out of luck. A white man, I wish one white man would come in my house. Now, his system that he's designed to influence, yeah, they can influence you, of course. But what OG just said, can't nobody make you do shit. Ain't nobody got power over you because you can die
Brother
about it.
Madam, let me say what I have to. Let me
I
interject.
die about that
Wolf,
shit.
what's it? Wolf, what you are saying is I'm not letting it go over my head. It is partially correct, but here, let me use this for example as an analogy. What if one day Sanchez or like Sa or somebody from the YouTube community, right, chose to go out with a whole bunch of supporters out to the streets, right, and protest, not even physically or like harmfully, but go out and protest correctly in unison, like we spoke before on different podcasts, right? Brother, the white man and majority is coming out there with power. What are you talking about? They're coming out there with
Dude,
power, brother.
y'all must be some
Brother, they're
kids.
coming
Are
out
you
there
not
with
listening?
power.
Hold on.
With boom power,
We
brother.
could easily
With boom
agree if
power.
you would listen. Hold on. You listen. Are y'all speaking? Listen. When you say a white man, that's singular. That's not plural. That's not a system.
Right.
That's one white person. I'm using these words actual. Me and OG are trying to get somewhere. If you keep with this whole Martin Luther King, the white man's gonna come pull us out, massa. Fool. What is 2023? Stop doing that. There is no one white man that's
Brother,
gonna
I
come do
already did
shit to
this on
you.
the other
Hold
stream
on,
the
don't
other
cut me
night,
off,
brother.
bro. Don't cut me off. Let's just keep it clean. There is no one white man that's gonna come do something to me or to you. There's a system that these pale skinned races have designed to have influence over you. Why are y'all not saying that? Why can't we move forward if y'all just accept that? A power means he can physically make you do something. If there's a one guy, there's no one nigga that can come make you do something. What you have an imaginary white boogeyman in your head. So you just equated people protesting peacefully to a system designed to make them not do that. That's a system that they designed. That's not a he
Exactly.
or that's not a white man, guys.
I
That's
tell
not a
you what
white man.
happened one time. The police came here, not at this house. It was a couple of years ago, looking for somebody, some bullshit, and want to come in my house. And I told them, motherfucker, if you got a search warrant, you can come in here and do what you want. You ain't got no search warrant. You just get on about your business and come back with the search warrant. And they went on about their fucking business.
That's right.
That was the
So
police.
if he brought that search warrant, then what?
Then what?
He was
Yeah,
gonna
but
let
you're
him.
not
He was gonna, hey, like he
you're
said,
not
he was
gonna
gonna
do
let
this.
him.
So what that mean?
Yeah.
Man, come on, man.
Hold
Why
on,
we
wait,
dragging this out?
wait. I don't understand y'all niggas' points at all. Yeah, you gonna let him. What's your point?
Exactly. He
My
gonna let him.
point
He
is
just
this,
said that.
Sanchez. We understand that it's a system of racism, white supremacy that runs America and runs the
Y'all
world.
ain't proving slavery is a choice.
No, we was talking about power, and I was breaking down how the power is a power structure that Europeans, who we call AKA the white man and white people, run within America, that we've been under as a people, not just us, any Aboriginal person. That's all I'm saying. And they have built a military structure, one of the most powerful military in the world, and we can't argue that. So I'm just saying they got power, whether he want to say it's influence or whatever. It's
Yeah, that's
well
Why it
factual.
can't be
established.
That's
influenced though?
factual.
It's well
But listen, it's
established.
not power though. It's not power. So that's the only thing you're wrong about. You can. Why don't you just say it's influence? Because
If
it's
you
not power.
don't see that it's power,
You're
then it's
using
influence.
power colloquial.
Brother,
You're
I
using
use the
power
analogy
loosely.
for influence. Influence isn't
Hey, I'm a
I,
linguist
I,
as
I
well, so
think
I don't
I
know if
think
y'all.
I
Hold on,
think
hold
in
on, hold on.
2023 we can safely say power can equate to influence, and vice versa.
No, not to me. I ain't gonna lie, Sanchez. Not to me, bro.
It
I don't.
can.
I don't
See,
think
that's
that. And we
that's
can't.
why I'm with
Let me
Wolf
say
on
this,
that,
Sanchez.
bro.
Hold on,
Okay.
Sanchez.
Because
You
So
intelligent, Sanchez.
okay.
all I'm gonna say real quick.
Hold up, man. I want everybody to stop, man. Hold on for a second. Wolf, I'm gonna show you how intelligent I am. I know that the people that can influence the mind of the masses will be in power. I thought you was intelligent enough to know that.
I am. I'm intelligent to know they can't. It's not power unless I accept it. That's where I'm at. What about you?
Brother, let me explain something to you, right? Do you got
Does
a
it make sense?
no, hold on, bro. It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. I'm gonna show you how. Do you got a social security card?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that mean that everything you said was bullshit. It sound good,
No,
but
how?
you got.
How?
But guess
Explain
what?
how.
Hold
Explain
on,
how.
hold on.
So you
I'm
say
gonna
what?
show you how. I
Explain
want
how.
listen. I just
Explain
did.
how.
I just did. I'm finna do it
No,
again,
you
and I
just
want.
said it's
Bro,
bullshit.
shut
How's
up,
it
shut
bullshit?
up, shut the hell up, so I can explain how, dude. I can't talk.
Explain how.
I can't fucking talk over you. When you want to leave the country, do you got to get a passport and get permission?
No.
You don't, Wolf?
No, I could just go.
He's a
Okay,
liar.
I told y'all to let me talk, please. I don't like chaos. Check it out, Wolf. Have you ever left the country?
Yeah.
Did you use a passport?
Mm-hmm.
Why? You said you can just go. Why your bad ass using a passport for?
Well, I mean, I could just go. I'll just get arrested or
No,
killed.
why
You know
you
what I'm saying?
use the passport, Mr. Billy Badass? What you doing asking
Well,
for
because I was.
permission?
Well, I'll tell you why. You know why? Because I was abiding by the law.
Okay, so why would you ask Barbara? Okay, this is silly, man. Mute up. Let's
It's
move
not.
on. This just silly, bro. I just proved my fucking point right there. It's silly.
No,
It's
can I
fucking
speak then? I
hypocritical,
can't say
bro.
nothing to that. I can't.
No,
You don't want to
you
keep going?
cannot, bro. I
We can't
asked
keep
you,
going. You a
brother,
bitch. You a bitch. Thank you.
I asked you some questions
Why we
and you
can't keep
answered.
going?
Look at this dude, cause your whole ass emotional. Get your bitch ass out of here, emotional ass nigga, begging a faggot to keep going. Weirdo.
Brother, he had no facts, brother. He had.
Get your desperate ass out of here. Go ahead. Y'all can go ahead. I had to get the bitch nigga up out of here.
Yeah, Madame. I was just trying to say, brother. I was just trying to go on your point, brother. That they have set up a system long before the country was even started, where it's just all about power. You know what I mean? Like for example, during the Great Depression, they had Tommy guns and they were shooting each other. The white man was shooting each other for illegal and organized crime before you know what I mean? Before federal organizations were even created to even investigate or interrogate the crimes, that they would just go conspiracy. You know what I mean?
Right. That's why. And
Like
that's why I was trying to tell
prohibition.
the brother.
Like if
And
they
that's why I
don't
was
even
trying to
care
tell the
who
brother.
you
Hold
are.
on, check this out. And that's why I was trying to tell the brother. Every law that they created, they broke the law in order to establish the law. That's power. When you can do some shit like that, when you can break a law and then establish the shit as a law, that's power, my nigga. And that's what we have bear witness in this country since they came over here. So that's all I was trying to explain to the young king.
Yeah, brother. Here, let me interject. Yeah, like my people they were sleeping in mud huts. They were sleeping on the side of the dirt roads during Reconstruction era. You know what I mean? These dudes already had houses and plantations willing to pay us for 40 cents an hour. You know what I mean? 40 cents a day. You know what I mean? And they already had the houses um filled with rifles and weapons and people ready to go to war for their money for very little of a you know what I mean, very little of a cost, but it would be a large cost. They would take it to large extents, you know what I mean, for the things they felt they cared about. And it's like our people forgot that. And I feel like our people, it's been because when they got here and they settled here, they, like Sanchez said, they were giving us diseases. You know, why were we even talking to these people? When we seen these people, why didn't we just kill them? Because that's what the type of time the white man was on. But you talk about manipulation, you talk about, you know what I mean? They eased their way into our land. It's not like, and then, yeah, they got to the genocide. They got to killing. They got to, and they documented however they want to. So if that's where the influence comes into play, then that's where we could say, yeah, influence played a part where they documented the way they may claim they documented, and some believe it the way they may feel it had happened because so much time goes on after the fact. But you know what I mean? Once you have that power, yeah, who cares? Like, influence is power, but
Right.
but power has to come first. The fear has to come first. Fear.
Well, you have to. The thing is, we have to recognize it. And we always recognize. We've been recognizing it since we've been starting marches and fighting back and having revolts. We've been recognized that power that was being established and trying to be established and now is established. So we're recognizing it, and what we're doing is we're coming up with creative ways through the mind to defeat it. And that's the key, because we know we can't. Well, I'm gonna just say, it'll be useless to go arm for arm against this beast. To me, the better solution is through the mind and the psyche of men, women, and children.
Let me holler at Madon. Let's say you right, Madon. Madon, you won't go mine for mine for him. Not only won't you go bullet for bullet with them, you won't even challenge their ideas, man. You gonna take in all of your enemies' beliefs, Madon, which is why we gotta debate you all the time. So you won't go bullet for bullet with them. I agree. At least go mind for mind, fact for fact with them. But you don't, Madon. You just believe everything they say, man. You
No,
don't.
that's why I study them. I study them. I think that's why I always say, a lot of people think I be joking, but I be for real when I be like, our kids should join NASA. And the reason I say that is because we need that knowledge. We need that knowledge of that kind of science and technology, in order to.
All right, somebody get the mic, man. Get his ass up out of here with that.
Yeah.
He don't he can't
brother.
even tell me what kind of knowledge it is he gonna learn from NASA besides
brother,
how to use.
brother,
Besides,
we can't.
damn it, I can't. Yeah, man, that's ridiculous. Get him up out of here with all that shit.
Hey,
Nah,
he
we
talking
need that
about he
knowledge,
know him.
man. We need.
Hey, I was finna say, is they lactose intolerant, Madonna? Since she been studying them, you gonna tell us about him since you know him so well? God damn.
All that man gonna say, we need NASA, man. We need you. You're all
Brother Madonna, they need flat motherfucking power.
to get by. Now, who wanna hear that shit? Y'all keep every nigga unmute and say Madon's name, I'm gonna mute your ass. Who wanna hear from that man with all that dumb shit, bro? Come on, man. I know y'all can lead us to a more productive place than to hear this man come up and sing and with this dumb shit. Come on, man.
So we don't need to infiltrate all their facilities?
Man.
Nah, we don't. We just need to build our own.
How about them Cowboys? God.
Well, I believe in the spook that sat by the door.
Why was he a spook? I believe in the people that built the nation on your land. You got us one spook that's
because
set by
he
the
brought that
door.
knowledge back to
You talk about one spook that's set by the damn door, and he brought knowledge back to a bunch of people who then applied enough to get them out of their situation. That's cause one nigga got to do it all in your scenarios versus a group of people with a collective effort can never fucking lose. Please let somebody else talk, man.
That's what I just said. A collective, our people.
Stupid.
I
Hey
don't know
Sanchez, I
who
was
would have
gonna
been a slave. Who would have stayed a slave if you know what I mean? If you was a slave back then, y'all
I
wouldn't have
would have
tried
just
to
followed. I would have
kill
just
your
followed
master or
the North Star,
nothing.
brother.
Or what? You'd have fell in line.
Brother, I would have just followed the North Star because the North Star is still the true destination.
With all the craziness, let's answer the question. The answer to the question is you don't know what the fuck you would have done when a nigga got a pair of scissors with your balls in between them saying we about to castrate your ass and cut your nuts off while you're alive. You don't know what the hell you would have done. I don't even like modern people trying to project back and put themselves in them situations and act tough like they gangster and shit because you're not built like that. And I know it sound good. That's what the internet is. For real, man. Y'all need to chill out.
Brother Sanchez, so you're telling me you wouldn't have followed the North Star?
I just told you, nigga, what I had to say, and I dropped the mic, and you ain't gonna get nothing else out of me, so you might as well talk to somebody else. Real talk. That's why I muted your ass. I don't got nothing else for you. I just said
Okay, I
what
won't
I
talk.
said
I won't.
right there. No, brother, I don't want to talk to you. Digger, you had something. You can go. You can talk to somebody else though.
Yeah, I was finna say, goddamn, because I seen on the topic, you mentioned goddamn that Boosie, little Boosie, you know what I'm saying, comments on Kanye West, you feel me? So I was just finna get back to the subject at hand, you know what I'm saying, to the things you was trying to address on your show, you know what I'm saying, and keep things kind of flowing like that. If anybody had something like that, they
Yeah, I got smoke
wanted
for
to
that
add to,
too.
we could just shift it. What it is, go ahead.
I was gonna say earlier that's what I was trying to interject for, but Sanchez has said a piece that I had a question for, but I apologize. He doesn't feel like answering questions right now. But I'll go back to the topic. I'll relate back to the topic. I believe bosses can still be sellouts.
You gotta explain that, Carl.
Brother, Michael Jackson was a boss, but he was still a sellout. He was the greatest.
Okay, so what you since you say Michael Jackson was the greatest and he sold out, when did he sell out? What moment is his sellout moment?
His sellout moment was when he left CBS and became a part of Epic Records. And he left CBS, he left the Jacksons. Many could say the sellout moment could have been when Joe Jackson took them from Motown Records and took them to CBS, and they became the Jacksons. They couldn't actually hold that name that they originally had with the black record label, which was the Jackson 5. And they actually added a member, one of the brothers, Marlon Jackson. But I mean, if you're talking about Michael Jackson singularly, individually, I mean, he left his brothers at a certain point and he became solo. And we don't know what he could have endeavored in. I mean, there's video footage of his brothers, like Jermaine saying, there were times when we had left Michael Jackson all alone. And you know what I mean? I'm not trying to make this about Michael Jackson, but you know what I mean? That's probably one of the Sanchez has mentioned his name in a situation earlier in this podcast, so I just used him for an example. But essentially, he could be one of the greatest examples, especially in our community. Yeah, brothers and sisters will argue.
You speaking like a person who know nothing and who've done no research on the occult. Everybody can tell you Michael Jackson was a baby that was born into the Illuminati. If you born into this shit, your dad and them teaching you to throw up 666 when you 6 years old. You born into this shit. And when he finally found out what he was in, he was a grown-ass man rebelling on it in too deep, too late. You don't know what you talking about. The man was sacrificed to that shit. You don't even look, we tunnel vision. We look at shit one way. That man grew up and wanted to buy children like shit, toys and arena rides, because he didn't have a childhood. He spent his whole childhood on the road. You got to really be empathetic and look into the man came up in Gary, Indiana. Have you seen Gary, Indiana? Do you know what it's like in Gary? Okay, brother, you need to really be a little bit more understanding just calling folks sellouts and stuff. Real talk, man. But I'm going to fall back.
That's real, bro, because I was just trying to let him finish his little piece. Cause what you said, bro, Sanchez, that's realistic. Like I'm not saying you was wrong, bro, but Michael Jackson may have really not been your best example out of all the people you could have really named. But I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying, as far as what you mentioned as a sellout. You know what I'm saying?
Name an African American artist that had more money than Michael Jackson.
African American artist that had more money than Michael Jackson? Honestly, I don't know them people.
There's several African American. Like, this wasn't like supposed to be a hard question. I'm sorry, brother.
No,
because
honestly,
he said you got a tunnel vision. You know what I mean? I don't research. He's being disingenuous to what I had to say about Michael Jackson. I'm sure he has no.
What I'm saying is from what I know. Hold on, bro. What I'm saying is to what I do know of the history of that man. However, his financial or anybody else financial situation, because of that one question you asked me, I can't answer that, bro, because I'm not a pocket watcher. That was my response, honestly, bro. So as far as the other side of the topic, we could get into that, but his finances, I can't. You got me on that if that's what you know. If you his accountant or something, bro, real shit.
Nah, he ain't got you, man. Michael Jackson was a victim of the
I'm
system,
just saying,
the white supremacy that we are a victim of.
Nah, brother. He actually wanted to be white, brother. That's what I'm saying. He was a sellout.
Right, a victim of the system that taught him that his blackness was no good.
Brother.
So you prove my point.
That's not the case,
you're
brother.
proving my point, King. You're stumbling and you're fumbling.
That's not always the case, brother. Like Sanchez said, he was a part of the
Michael Jackson did not like himself. That's why he shaved his nose, because of the racist white supremacist system that is set up to teach our kids that what they look like is far from beauty.
Brother, there's people that don't like our own race, that's a part of our race, that don't be cutting off their nose or doing whatever you're claiming Michael Jackson did, brother. So I'm gonna need you to emphasize on that more, brother. All I'm saying is that the dude was part of the cult, but he was also a boss. You know what I mean? He owned some of his own things. He invested into things of himself, but he also was dealt by other people. And a lot of his livelihood things were in control of other people. Because he that's what the cult is, brother. You can't, we're not gonna, like Sanchez says, it's pretty tunnel vision, man. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, people can argue and have their own opinions on when the occult may have took place in his life or if he was birthed into it. But brother, that's what the occult is. You can't, brother, he wasn't so concerned about how the white man was putting an image on the people. He was more concerned about his image towards the white man, brother. There's brothers like that out here. You can't,
I don't know, man. The way you saying brother, man, I don't think you my brother, because to me, I'm a revolutionary.
I don't know about the semantics and all. I don't
appreciate you talking down on Mike. He's one of our esteemed greatest, man. You know what I mean?
You talk about Michael like he the white man. Like,
no, I'm talking about Michael
because now you like black people, brother.
No,
come on, I'm not gonna do this.
Bro. What I'm saying to you is that the way you shouldn't have nothing negative to say about Michael Jackson.
You was just a coon.
If you say something negative about Mike, to me, that's you cooning.
Brother, I just said he was the greatest.
You said he was in a cult.
Brother, yes.
Bro, that's negative. You shouldn't do that. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's not cool.
Someone
I
else
think
can go,
Mike,
brother.
Michael Jackson,
You know
though,
what
he
I
was a
mean? I've
great
done the
example of
research.
how slavery was a
I have the
choice, though.
facts. I'm not gonna do that
Because
with you.
once he figured out that he was in slavery, he decided to leave. Just like, you know, any other job or profession, when you realize what's going on,
But
you
then
could
what
just leave.
happened? Y'all
It's
forget
just a
what
choice.
happened. He was gotten, brother, at 50 years old. We just was talking about our grandparents eating chicken till they was 90 years old. He didn't die of no natural causes. You see what I'm saying? So I'm
Yeah,
saying,
you
what?
run off that plantation, you
Yeah.
might get killed, you know, but it's still a choice.
My whole point was that just he was the boss, but he
I
also was a
still
part of the code. You see
here's
what I'm
what
saying? Like
I'm
we don't
having
know about Boosie. We can't do that.
here's the part I'm having a problem with. I can't see how it's a choice still. Can the it's a choice guy holler at me?
Yeah.
But I was the only one saying that.
No,
I
that he know who I'm talking to. Let him go. You got it. Let him go.
My fault.
Yeah, because he chose to stay in that industry once he realized what was going on. Then after his conscience started getting to him, once he got older, he tried to leave once he was in too
I'm
deep.
trying to tie that into slavery being a choice. Y'all conflating if you ask me.
Because the same thing, you know what I mean?
No,
Just
how?
like with slavery, when they let them out, they say we gonna sharecrop y'all. But we just gonna, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can stay on the land, do the same shit y'all was doing. So they decided to stay.
They
and
never
just stay
freed
enslaved.
they never freed the slaves, man. That's a lie.
Just like even today.
Hold
You
up,
know what I
bro.
mean?
You gonna ignore what I said?
Go ahead.
I said you're wrong about that. They never freed the slaves. They just made slaves free. Do you know the difference? It meant that they stopped purchasing niggas and you can just get them for free now, like free candy. Ain't no such thing as a free slave. That's an oxymoron. If you free, you're a man now. They just made it to where they just made it to so what I'm telling you is that it's still you ain't proven a choice in the matter. If your whole basis of proving a choice was that they freed you and you went back on the land, you're wrong because they never freed them. That's my point. If you agree with my point, then you can't say it's a choice.
You get to choose your own plantation now.
Man,
that's all that
that's
happened.
crazy.
That's what you're saying, right?
What I'm saying is you don't get to choose not to be a slave when you born into slavery. That's why all of us slaves and got to get up and earn $1 some kind of fucking way if you want to live in this land.
No, you could be the master.
Or you can be homeless. You can listen, man. You guess what? Even if you the slave master, you will all that just mean you own other slaves, but you still be a slave to somebody higher than you unless you talking about rising above the Rockefellers and Rothschilds and Queen Elizabeth.
Well,
I mean you want to go that far, then cool, but I mean let's be realistic. I mean let's
Yeah, if you want to pull a wild Joker card on the, you know what I mean, you got that.
Man, it ain't no wild Joker card. It's just a real natural fact and reality that the people rule the world.
Everybody's
hold on,
slave.
brother. I'm talking, brother. Hold on. The people that rule the world, they are all royal families and shit, elite groups and shit. And the people who don't rule the world, which is like 90%, them all slaves. And unless you part of that 1%, 10% elite, then shit, you just another slave that's trying to say slavery don't exist because you program, because they need some slaves to deny the fact that it's systematic slavery and shit. And see, the thing is, bro, it's not a fucking choice. It's a system that you're born into. We can't reduce it. We can't reduce it down to a choice. Yeah.
Can I say something, Brother Sanchez?
Yeah, I'm falling back.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, loud and clear.
Yeah, what you just said, that's 1,000% right. We all are mentally in slavery because you got to go to work and make some money to pay the rent, to pay the cable bill, to put some food on the table, to put some clothes on your back. If you don't have a job, if you don't and lets you independent and doing something on your own and creating some funds. If you got to go to get up in the morning, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, or whatever time, you got to make some money. If you ain't got a job, you gonna rob, steal, or you gonna do something, create your own reality. But 90% of the people are slaves because the Rockefellers, the Biggenbergs, the Rothschilds, they're the one ruling everything. They call all the shots. And like Brother Sanchez said, it's the system. It's a system. It's a programming and conditioning system. I got to get up and go to Popeyes in the morning and work 7 days a week or 5 days a week to pay my rent. If I don't, I'm gonna be on the outside.
It ain't no choice.
I was gonna say, if I could push back on one thing and get everybody's opinion, I don't think it was a choice back then, but if anything, I think it's a choice today. We actually have more resources and we could come together, like even if 1,000 of us came together and instead of participating in Black Friday, we said, we're gonna build something for ourselves where we can pass on to our children, we would be in a much better state. And we have the resources to do that, but we choose not to work with each other and we divide ourselves from each other even more for little petty reasons, more and more each day.
Very well said. Very well said.
I would say though that I still think it ain't a choice today neither. You know, because if you think about this, right? Slavery is just the ownership of a person's property. And I believe that it ain't a choice. Today you don't, you know, you choosing to be broke if you broke today. That's what I'm getting out of what Dulcinea is saying. But the richest motherfucker's still a slave in this world. We saw how Kanye West was at the top of the top. Some folks would have killed to be what Kanye West was. Hundreds of millions, and they brought him right back down, bro. We know that slavery is the fact that you think you own what you got, but if you don't do what you're told, everything you got can be taken overnight. To me, that's slavery because even if I do make it to this high top spot where depending on how I got there and who controlling me, my controllers or handlers, I mean, that's the way I look at it too. That's why some folks be like, well, you can't just say what you want, man, because, you know, you got to keep your job. You got to keep your whoever. Like, I was playing a clip earlier where Boosie was saying, shit, I can say what I want because I pay myself, you know. But if you ain't a boss, if you ain't in that position, you a slave that you can't really say what you want. You know what I'm saying? Slavery gonna exist. It's gonna be something that you ain't really choose to be a part of. It's just a system we all born in. And as long as the people in power thrive off this system to perpetuate their power, it's gonna be many generations after us born into it. And
I think slavery was a choice, and also that it was a choice. It was a good choice.
What?
Oh, my driver.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Now, when we
listen, bro, you tripping.
I'm gonna put
this. Go ahead, bro.
Think about this, right? Think about this, right? We do got a lot of stuff today that they didn't have back in the day. They was getting lynched. They was getting beat. I'm with Dulcinea on the fact that we can't make the excuses that they made back then because that shit ain't, one, you ain't getting beat down. You got all this technology. Like, it's a lot of, so, but we still slaves, though. We slaves to the technology that we just said. And a lot. So
I think it's a good point.
Hold on, 70-30. Hold on, big dog.
I think 70-30 trolling if he gonna try to explain how
trolling, man.
Choosing slavery is a good choice.
This tag now too, bro. I don't know if you read that too. If they say Mr. Womanizer on his thing.
I know that. I know that. Watch this though. Let me do this with him real quick. Explain to me first how slavery was a choice. Then you can explain to me how it was a good choice, because I don't see how it's a choice.
Okay, in my opinion, right, slavery was something that was able to gather people up together to be able to build the country and the technology that we utilize today and complain about. And so I say slavery was a good choice because every human individual don't have the same capacity to get the job done. So since we have human beings who have defects,
wait. Let me put. I got him. Let me holler at him real quick. Listen what you're saying. I'm gonna repeat what you're saying in a different way. You're saying being a prisoner was a choice, and it was a good choice because you helped build the prison that's imprisoning you. The slaves will put the work, they built the plantations that they were enslaved on, which turned to them really building a big ass plantation that you call the United States. And you saying, well, that's a good choice. Look at this big plantation that they built. But before that, they were wild humans on wild land, just like all the other Indians here, doing what the fuck they want to do. So, but one, right, it wasn't a choice. No one choose to be indoctrinated, colonized, and lose their fucking tribal ways and culture. That ain't a choice. And then number two, right, it damn sure wouldn't be a good choice if it was a choice. So I think most folks would choose death over that.
so now and then a whole lot of people would die. Every man is not able to fish. Every man is not able to hunt.
But
every
you know what?
That's
why the name of the game is survival of the fittest. Nature don't care that every man ain't fit. You just don't survive. I didn't make them rules. I just live by them.
Yeah, but as you can see that
ain't
we
no
have
buts behind that. How do you say butt behind that and you a man? You got hold on, wait. You got a set of balls between your legs, son, and you just said butt behind that real man shit that I just said. Man, ain't no butts behind that, bro. Every man ought to say, oh, well, you know that's right there, nigga. Your name's 70-30. How you butted behind the survival of the fittest?
And because this is what I'm talking about, survival of the fittest. Every man, if you give a man an axe and some wood, you know, he not gonna just be able to build it.
If you keep telling me about, but hold up. But here go your analogy. Every man ain't fit to survive. That's basically what you're saying, and that's why it's called survival of the fittest.
But every man is fit to survive if we have a team of slaves. To where
no, because check it out.
People building a house is different than one man building his own house.
That's not what colonization and indoctrination and slavery is. Not a group of men building a house. It's a group of men taking a fucking piece of land. What are you doing? You comparing a group of men taking some people land to some dudes building a house?
No, see, me personally, I don't really too much agree with just land being taken. Hold on, not with just land being taken, but a group of individuals understanding what they can do with the land, and they needed a group of workers to be able to build the stuff that
so listen.
Today.
So here's what happened. So here's what happened, right? A bunch of white folks pull up to your land and they say, look, I got a bunch of ideas for this land. Let's put these niggas to work who just standing around fucking enjoying this land and paradise and let's make them our workers for the ideas we got for they fucking land. And you saying that that's good? Bro, what part of the bed you fell off of this morning and bumped your goddamn head? They looked at the land and saw that it was ideas they had for the land, but they had ideas, but they couldn't manifest their own ideas. They put niggas to work, but niggas don't have no patents or no fucking stake in the ideas that's governing your black ass today, though, but you built them. But you still can't build them today, though. See, it sounds like to me that the people who took over your land took it over because they already came over here with advanced ideas on how to make your land such a grand land, but on how to own your land after a couple of generations. You got that shit twisted and backwards, son. You got it shit all fucked up. You thinking that they came over here with these grand ideas for your land, but the grand ideas was, but by the time they done for them to have your land and for you to be paying taxes and rent on your shit. Your property you paying tax on, and you don't get it though. That's a grand idea that they had to build something on the land, and that, man, shut up. No, you don't know what happened.
There, that was a spanking right there. There.
I don't think it was just all the way a spanking like that. We have people who have ideas,
No,
and
I'm saying he spanked you, bro.
in order for ideas to get manifest, you need a team. Now, that team perform construction work. The construction work is what we see today and we utilize today. Everybody is gonna hop in their cars, they're gonna drive, they're gonna use their stove, their refrigerators. We're using technology right now. I feel like we're being real ungrateful for the slavery work that the slaves done put in. And as we being slaves today,
so guess what, bro? Hold on. Let me show you what I'm being. Nah, bro, let me explain. You just blabbering. That's drunk talk. Let me show you what's going on. I ain't being ungrateful for the work that the slaves put in. I'm being ungrateful because they put in the work, but we don't own none of the stuff. You don't even know most of the stuff you using was built by slaves. That's the tragedy of it. How you ain't feeling like I'm feeling. You see, if they can pamper you just by the fact that you can use the technology that you claiming your ancestors built, but they future generations don't own, then you missed the whole point, son. That mean that your enemy can get away with you playing with gadgets while he own them motherfuckers and laugh to the bank. But you don't even question it on ownership, and your only pride from the ownership is, well, I get to use it. Boy, that's some dumb shit. That's like a rapper saying, well, I get to listen to my album. I don't care if I don't own the masters. That's stupid. That's what you saying. You saying, well, fuck that, Sanchez. I get to listen to my album. I don't care if I don't own the masters. Tell me that ain't the dumbest way of thinking ever, y'all.
Now this.
Bro, tell me that ain't no dumb way of thinking. Act like I didn't just get him on that one, y'all. Act like I didn't just get him on that one.
We as black people, hold on, I got you. But I'm just gonna throw this in. We as black people, we don't really own anything because, for one, our face is not on the money. So whether you own your masters or not, you still got to utilize the money from the so-called, quote-unquote, oppressors.
Bro, let me explain something to you. You do not need money when it come to owning that shit, because it's intellectual property, not economic property and shit. That mean that the nigga whose intellect it come from, the mind, was the money. If I wouldn't have thought of the shit, you wouldn't have no money. This is what I'm saying. These young niggas is thinking of ideas out of thin air, and somebody is taking those ideas and capitalize off them and giving them peanuts. Because guess what? And I ain't gonna lie, in this case, that kind of slavery is a choice today, like what Dulcinea was saying. Because if you signing a record contract in 2023, you boo-boo the fool when everybody know you can make $1 million a year on YouTube and don't nobody even know who the fuck you is in the music game. With just a few goddamn amount of subscribers. So in some senses today, slavery is a choice, but that ain't the point you making, 70-30. That was the point Dulcinea was making earlier. Yeah. No, you got it.
Yeah, I feel as though it's a good choice. And like I said, I just feel like, you know, we complaining. Now what you just said was, okay, a person who did his rap song or whatever, he poured it out of thin air. That's his intellectual property. And I feel like it's still his intellectual property. And the residuals that he received from his intellectual property is probably what it was deserved. And the person probably got more than
You know what that's called?
70-30. Nah, hold up. 70-30. How is it? See, that's how I know y'all don't know how the modern record game go. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. How is it his intellectual property if he signed a deal?
Because it's his signature, and it's and
he's signing and he's signing over his intellectual property when he's signing over his likeness. That means all the art he make under that likeness and image belong to the label because they own that likeness and image, which is why Prince couldn't even make no more music under his own name. In order for him to own his shit, he had to go under a whole nother name if he wanted to own his shit.
Said that. For now, whoever is at the top, they at the top. But for everybody, even that YouTube subscriber who you said that don't nobody know him, but he can make millions of dollars, it's still a signature that that person and that individual had to sign to be able to get the revenue. And so,
listen, bro,
and whoever
let's go back to slavery. If we use the modern day rap game, it's 50-50 on this debate. I ain't gonna say I win and I ain't gonna say you lost. Cause like I said, today with Spotify and all that, you asking for slavery. But so let's go back because we getting off. The debate was back in the day during slavery, that slavery was a choice. That's what Kanye West was talking about. That's what Boosie was debating Math Hoffa about. So I think we strand too far away from that now. We need to go back to how back then, right? Because we on the rap game now, and that's different. And I thought it'll be silence behind that one. That one gonna be a bit tough.
I was waiting for somebody else to go, but I was gonna go.
You got it?
No, I was gonna
what
ask
you got?
Bro San.
What's good?
Who that's for, Madonna or me, bro?
Yeah, whoever get it first.
Oh, go ahead. You got it. Go ahead. I get it after you.
Well, no, I was just gonna if you didn't mind refreshing their minds, bro, with a snippet of the clip you played earlier, so they understand your perspective, like where you coming from the with the topic, Bro Sanchez.
Yeah, man. I just think that niggas debating if slavery was a choice is the debate itself gets me mad. I think it's a bunch of niggas just see white folk. It benefits the powers that be just if we're having the discussion. It was never an idea. No black man never thought out of their mind was slavery a choice. It's a concept that was introduced into the psyche of black men and it brought up a debate. And now you got a bunch of people entertaining a new idea that, hey, yeah, maybe slavery was a choice. And I know it's a new idea that they get from the goddamn media. Otherwise, they would have been saying it before Kanye and before it leaked on the media. It's a trendy-ass argument that a bunch of wannabe smart niggas making because they know it can get them top of the algorithm with these white folks. Let's keep it real.
Ask Haiti if slavery was a choice.
Well, I think it was a choice. And like I said before, the reason I say that is because of rebellions. Now, I understand what you're saying. You're still trapped within that system of circumstance that's been developed by white supremacy. But the the choice that a lot of our ancestors made. Some ran away, some did this, some did that, et cetera, et cetera. But at the end of the day, I think the bottom line is what's going on now is that I think we're pacifying our hell. And that's why I was going to tell 70-30 when he was talking about, well, we kind of got it good off of it. But no, that's called pacifying your hell. Someone's pacifying you and torturing you at the same time.
Man, I am not tortured.
Ask
brother.
Harriet Tubman if slavery was a choice.
Hold on. Let me ask Madonna a question real quick. Madonna, do you feel tortured and pacified in your life right now as you being a man?
Yeah, I do, because my people ain't together. And my people are killing each other, and I know it's because of a system of poverty and a system that has been created for us to cause bodily harm to each other. So yes, that's why I feel tortured within my soul. Yes, because I can't change the problem alone by myself, and it takes a collective. And we've been trying for so long, so we still got to continue to fight. So yeah, that's why I feel that.
Can I pose a question?
Yeah, in 1 second. Everybody, just a quick announcement real quick to the people out there. And you can go with your question, Diggy, no problem. I got an upcoming event, guys, Saturday on the 24th. I got an upcoming event of this month, Saturday 24th. I'm going to be breaking down some real deep information about the Sumerians, the Babylonians, dealing with ziggurats, dealing with the afterlife and all of that stuff. If that's something you're interested in, you want to catch up with my latest research, then follow me on the 24th. Get your tickets. The link is pinned to the top of the chat and in the video description. Let's go with my brother Diggy. You got it. Salutes. Thank you.
Salute, big dog. I'm just curious to know. First off, I just want to say also out there in the chat world, please hit the like button. I think it's a little bit too many people watching and not enough people liking. Please support the channel. Whomever, getting back to it. Can anybody please give me a definition of what a choice is and also what the difference is in regards to an option? I'm just curious to know. Are those just synonyms? Words?
They're synonyms.
Synonyms. Okay, it's one of them things. Okay, because I was just wondering. It's almost like you know, the spirit of a warrior. You know, kind of understand that certain things. You know, a choice is of the mind, but an option is of due to force. And it sounds like, you know, I understand they different words, but I was just trying to make sure I wasn't, you know, thinking too deep into that, because I know me over here, but I was just trying to just see.
Because if I'm giving you the choice whether you want to be a slave or not, I'm also giving you the option of whether you want to be a slave or not.
Right. 70-20, you crazy, bro. I just wanted to get up here and just tell you how crazy you are.
70-20? What you say, brother?
70-20. God, I can't even give you the 30, bro. Not with what you just said, bro. Oh, God, man. Did you hear yourself? 70-20?
I heard myself.
I'll give you 70-21,
brother. Go ahead.
Man, bro, go back and listen to what you said, man. You sound
repeat it
retarded,
for him. Repeat it for him. Repeat the stupidity for him.
This nigga said this nigga said that it was good for them to have slavery because they put people together and made them got more done. We got technology.
Yeah, man. It brought people together. Yeah, it be bringing people together and shit. Family reunion.
Man, it didn't do it.
Yeah. That's why I told him family
reunion. The people was already building pyramids and shit.
We gotta call,
you know what I'm saying?
69-29. That's the new name. 69-29. Fuck that.
Now look at it. Now hold on.
Becoming a slave is not a choice, or remaining a slave.
No, slavery was definitely a choice because there's a thing called runaway slaves and the Indians.
I said becoming choice ain't. Well, hold on, listen.
Hey, guess what? Guess what? No, hold on. Let me say something to that right quick, Bobby. He says slavery was a choice because it's some called runaway slave. Guess what? You still calling them a slave. So running away, right? So running away don't take away the fact that you still a slave, which still why? Because it ain't no choice. You're a slave.
69.29.
No, use is free now.
Hold on real quick, brother.
You know you just a runaway slave. Go ahead. I had to hit her with that.
Yeah. All right. So look, real quick. People will often draw the parallels between being a slave and being in prison, or you know what I'm saying, going to jail, prison, whatever, right? Nobody chooses to get pulled over by the police, get the cuffs slapped on them. You know what I'm saying? Thrown in the back of a car. That's not a choice of yours. That's a circumstance that happens to you. You see what I'm saying? Just it's a lot of things that you don't.
Would you say that's power?
Can he just go uninterrupted for a minute?
Yeah. Nobody chooses. Nobody would choose that. Like we at a certain point in time, we gotta get common sense and logic and understand that certain things are circumstantial in life, whether you call them coincidence or adversity that you have to overcome. It'll happen to you. You can be in the woods and a tree fall and it break your legs. You didn't choose that, but now you got choices to make. You could crawl your ass for miles. You could lay there and die. You could figure out the way to splinter. It's choices in that situation. So the same way, once you become a slave, you could choose to say, I'm finna work and just be in the field and raise my family, or I'm finna run away, or I'm finna be a nigga, get my foot. It's choices that come with that, just like it's choices when you in prison. So at the end of the day, becoming a slave, just like becoming a prisoner, is not a choice anybody made. But once you in that situation, it's choices you need to start making. That's just the simple, plain facts about it.
Let's ask 6929. Hey, you still there?
I'm still here. Why are you thinking about a 69 for? I hope you got some
I
films.
told you why. You don't comprehend. You don't comprehend. I just told you why. Now let me ask you a question, bro. Would you have participated in your idea as slavery?
Yes, because slavery. Because
let him go.
Let me answer.
I asked for something specific.
Slavery bring law and order. If every man was just
okay, so hold on. Let me ask you a question. You don't think law and order existed on this land prior to slavery and colonization?
Yes, only for certain people, in my opinion.
Hold on, let me just say this and you can get it, real truth. You can get it. I swear you can get it, bro. I just got to say this to this man. I got to say this and I'm out, right? He said slavery brings law and order when it's the opposite. It's coming over there in the spirit of lawlessness, taking over, chaos, throwing babies to crocodiles, burning people alive. How is that law and order? But yeah, go ahead. This is backwards thinking.
Listen, son. 6929. You listen to this. I'm gonna ask you a question. I said, would you have participated in that slavery?
But listen, real truth. Hold on, brother. Even in the way you asking the question is kind of misnomer, wrong. Because you said, would you have participated in slavery? Fuck no, I wouldn't participate in that. That's what I said at the beginning. It's not a choice in the participation of it.
I was talking to 6929, not Bobby Knight.
I get that, brother. But then
let them go. Let them go. Let them niggas go ahead. They fight out.
Wait, where
you at 70-30?
I'm still here. I'm waiting. Go ahead, bro.
I thought 30-70, Bob. No, I'm good, man. Pop-Tart ready.
Get what you got for him. Real truth. Y'all acting like I got to say bad as one hit my hand and shit.
I'm asking them how ridiculous that sound. Would he have participated, and how would he have accepted that participation? Like I'm saying, would you got up every day as a slave, or you just would have went on with the bullshit? I mean, what? I mean, I'm trying to figure you out.
Slave is just an indentured servant And so on this
I ain't
planet
asked
that
you
we
what it
hold
was.
on,
I asked you.
yes,
I was trying to be
already,
specific.
hold
Hey,
on.
bro, Sanchez, you can have it, bro.
Can I ask,
Yeah,
can I ask you a
I
question?
can't.
this
I
this
said
man
yes, I
is
would have. Yes, I would have
Nigga, you tap
participated.
dance. You was
Now,
a tap dancer in your past
okay.
life.
Okay,
how? What I'm
wait.
asking
Let me
you,
You need to
moderate
come
this
sit
shit.
down.
Let me moderate this shit. Real truth. His answer is yes, he'll participate in it. What you gonna do with that?
Okay. It's you. You participated. That's what I was asking him. I said, how would you feel? How would you feel about it?
I
Participating
feel
in some
great
shit
because
like
I'm participating in it now, and I live a great life. I got marijuana, I got a lot of
Hey,
curly,
let me
and I eat a lot of
explain.
burritos.
Let me explain something to you, yo.
burrito.
I'll respond because I want to move the mic around, right? Basically, 70-30 is saying, look, man, I use my crosswalks, I pay my taxes, all right, and I get to smoke, right? I get to drink, right? If I want to travel somewhere, I got my passport, right? I'm obedient, right? I abide by the laws. Life decent, ain't nothing wrong. Now, what happens when those rights that you just said get taken away because they was given to you? See, I'm enjoying a lot of the rights right now that I enjoy right now. Like I can smoke weed in my state, it's legal. Guess what though? Think about it. It's a dude getting locked up in the South right now for a dime bag. So you may say, well, that ain't me. I'm cool, man. My life cool. But I think about, see, this conversation really ain't for your kind for real. It's about people that really care about the equality in the system and fairness and all that and the laws and the constitution of the people. These kind of conversations, they really not for the people that's saying, well, look, man, life good for me. God damn it, I can't really, you know what I'm saying? So that's just to be honest, not trying to, be no kind of dick and then just to be honest, that's all I can tell you, 70-30.
And then,
I
my
think 70-30 is a good
my reply
representation
to
of
that
back
would
in the
be,
day, though.
hold on, let me
They
reply
had
to
them
that.
type of slaves.
So my reply to that would be is, right, when we have kids, right, we shouldn't do activities and things for them so that they can enjoy life. So we just gonna
So no, brother. No. See, here's my thing. If you provide for your children the necessities that they need, food, clothing, and shelter, then they're gonna enjoy life. Children don't need much in time, right? Now watch this, right? Here's when our children can't enjoy life. When we don't stand up to what the system is doing, generation after the next, we kick the can because we say, well, I'm comfortable. I ain't really gonna stand up and fight till it's a direct problem at my doorstep.
70-30 said he a house slave. He said
I was just saying that.
he inside. Y'all niggas outside.
Bro, I was just saying that, man. We dropped the ball, bro. We don't pay attention to what these folks doing. You know what I'm saying? The next generation got to deal with it. We supposed to be the elders right now, supposed to be handling this business, at least looking into it, at least spreading the understanding of it that we heard or something. But most people, man, they don't get fuck, man. They just, I'm go to work, I'm go to church, and man, fuck that, bro. You got to pay attention to what the hell's going on. Somebody got to say something, but you gonna just leave it for them to deal with.
Yeah,
I
got a statement and I got a question.
Peace, brother.
For one,
E.F. Hutton.
Yeah, that's E.F., man. First of all, I want to say I think 70-30 being disingenuous because, he's saying he would have did it. Oh, happy this, that, and the third. No, you wouldn't have. You know what I mean? There's no way you would have been happy with that. With somebody just taking your wife, your kids, sending them one way, sending you another way, whooping your ass all day, cutting your nuts, fucking you in the ass, excuse my language, doing all this and that. You wouldn't have been happy about that. But I understand if you'd have just said it was a choice because the choice was die or slavery, you'd have had an argument. But you didn't go that route. You went all over the place, like Badun said, all over the place like the sky. That's my statement. My question is this. Now let's move it into a aspect of life that's important. going into the future, if slavery start to present itself in the way that the world going now, if slavery start to present itself through means like artificial intelligence, where the government can read your mind, or where the government can, just take your credit card when they want to, or they're able to imprison your kids, to where the government right now can put you in slavery. They can take your weed. They can take your freedom on your phone. They can take your car when they want to. They can lock your car up. Are you going to be happy?
Yeah, because guess what he said? He said, I can smoke weed, boom, boom, boom. So what if they pass a law tomorrow that say no more smoking weed, goddamn it, in the state? Guess what? He'll be one of them citizens up at the little board meeting saying, man, we've been smoking weed all this time, man, and y'all ain't gonna let me smoke, man. Complaining to mama and daddy and all that shit. So, dude, that just go to show you what we show you how much power you really got. And see, you enjoying privileges. That's why I said if they give it to you, they can take it away, bro.
Let me address that. Look at it. What men do is, when certain situations like how y'all saying, when that bridge come, I will cross it. It's almost like you guys are saying, if I was in New Orleans and I was in Katrina, that I would have been worrying about my weed. It's calling adaptive.
Bro, no, wrong. You don't get it. Let me tell you what the point is. The point is, when you got a government that ain't got a checks and balance system to police themselves, then the people become the biggest policers of the government, and it becomes almost a civil service duty of the public to always audit those with the amount of power that the government got. Do you know how much power police got, man? Let me share you something with you. The police got so much power, they can handcuff you with your hands behind your back. And guess what, dude? Just think about this. I'm going to give you a situation. They put one lady in the back of the car. They was parked on the train tracks, right? And the dumbass police officer, the train crashed into his car because he parked on the train track with the lady in cuffs. So what I'm saying is, you got a group of people that got a amount of power. I just gave you one scenario. These group of people got a life and death power in their hand, and you don't want to audit that. Walmart audit the cookies on their shelf, and you don't want to audit people with this kind of much power over your children and future generations. It ain't even the idea of that life is good. Shit, I'm chilling right now, enjoying life, but I ain't got the kind of power that these people got, and we need to audit that kind of power. We need, if we don't pocket watch about nothing else, we need to audit this kind of power, yo. Real talk, and what they're doing, because it directly affects how our quality of life and shit, bro, and all that.
The power that we will audit, right? The power that we will audit, let's just say we audit that, right? And the people who have that power, they're still gonna have a military and a gang of people that's gonna audit their project or whatever. And what we gonna do is, hold on, I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna do is, we're gonna try and mimic and copy a system that is already in place.
That ain't what I said. That ain't what I said, bro. I didn't say that.
Sanchez, can I have it, please, for a second?
Go ahead.
All right, this the thing. What Sanchez says is important, because, and this is the reason why, I like to touch on stuff like this, because you talking about something that's so irrelevant. And earlier, when somebody was saying the white man don't have power, it was a lot of semantics going on. But you are the kind of person that gives the white man power. It's not that he has exclusive autonomy over your person. Is that you can relinquish your power by not preparing for what you see coming in the future. Okay.
Now, am I relinquishing my power, or am I giving the white man power? Because if I'm giving him power, then that means I'm powerful than him. Or am I relinquishing my power? Which one, brother?
Well, even if you had only a drop of power when he got 10, and you relinquish your drop, that's a fatal mistake. Because in the way we set up right now, we need everybody to maintain their power. Okay, so let me finish.
It ain't that you giving him power. You allowing him to exercise power that he don't have because you refuse to audit him.
Okay, you can say it that way too. So what I'm looking at is, okay, so when you say it was good, it was a choice, and you say, you know what, I'd make that choice again. And so now you're saying we'll be going into the future. We're looking at things, and when Bobby said, Madon said something important. He said this type of consciousness is the problem because you put that idea out there. Kanye put an idea out there. Slavery was a choice. Now you back it up with, oh yeah, that's a good choice. I'll make it again. Now you starting to put this kind of mindset out there, and people some dummies gonna follow that mindset. So now when we need to collectivize, and we got people coming together with all this kind of intellect, it's a nutcase on here saying that's a good choice. Let's make it again.
I hope 69-29 don't have children. And I don't.
No, yes, I do. No, yes, I do. Now,
don't talk
hold
to them
on.
about
Let me address the brother. Now, this is what I see, right? I see people in America. It's a melting pot. We're all, excuse my language, I ain't gonna say no cuss words. We're all having sex with each other, right?
What that got to do with anything, bro?
I'm finna tell you. I'm finna tell you what it means. This is what I'm saying. So, if we're all here together, and we're all here to progress and make evolution, and we're all sleeping with each other, that means we're building with each other. So then, if the white man have a construction hat on too, and the black man has a construction hat on too, what is this slavery that we're really talking about?
What if it's Chinese? What if it's robots? What it don't matter where the power come from. The point is, do you have the nuts? Like, I ain't gonna question your nuts. I'm just saying, do you have the courage of your conviction to stand up and say, you know what? I need to clear a space for my children to grow up in peace the way that I envision the peace to be, not the way somebody else envision my kids should grow up.
So then the way that I'm hearing this argument, should black people separate from the other races of people, or should we integrate with the other races of people?
That wasn't the argument, but we can go to that one though.
It's not even about
because
separation.
Guess what?
It's about
just like listen. Just like slavery ain't a choice, integration ain't a choice. You born into integration just like you're born into slavery.
Sanchez.
So then it's safe to say that the black man and the black woman is not the only people that been enslaved. Other races of
bro,
people
you
been
all,
enslaved.
I ain't gonna lie. You're literally all over the place.
All over the place like the sky.
May I speak, everybody?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Goddess. You got it.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I'll just, want to respect everybody, but appreciate y'all letting me be here tonight. And I just wanted to say that it starts off spiritually. We have to take our power back spiritually because everything starts off in the spiritual. So everybody's concentrated on the physical, but we can't get to physically having our power back if we don't take it back spiritually first. And that's where we've been bamboozled. We had to remember who we are. We had to go back to who we truly are, to the soul, to your true essence. Remembering, like why you're here, like why you came here, why you chose to come here. And you have to take, destiny, like into your own hands. And see, like God lives within you. You are God, like, your higher self. Like you create your own path. And I know it sounds crazy, but I'm not crazy. Trust me, like what I'm saying, because some things have happened, like supernatural things I can't even explain. Like I've been in situations where everything was against me, and you would have thought I would have failed. Everybody was counting on me to fail, but I didn't. Everybody was counting on me to, that I should be gone, I should be dead, and erased from this planet, and I'm still here. And
sorry,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I mean, I can see the problem with just people, not reaching their highest potential. It takes a lot of discipline and a lot of push.
We gotta get disciplined. Yeah, we gotta get there.
And like people that have been in the military, I haven't. When they get in there, they got those orders that they got to carry out, and they got those routines that they got to do every day. they got to be on top of their job, you know. But if people were like that in life, you know, we could get a lot more done. But I'm far back.
Yeah, I think the problem is a little more deeper than that. I think we got to realize that to a great extent, majority of Black people, us, we still share the same slave consciousness as our great-great-grandfathers and grandmothers. And until we accept that fact and realize it, the problem to me is going to keep going on
Can
and
you
on.
go that was a vague statement. I just want you to go deep with it. I ain't trying to say I agree or disagree. I want you to speak on that and
Okay,
go.
what I mean by share the same slave consciousness, meaning that the way of thinking that we think, like these people got our best interests in heart. They're gonna have jobs waiting for us. We could just work up under them
Oh yeah,
and just have a meager existence.
I understand what you're saying because we think like that too. Like I'm Hispanic, but I consider myself to be basically like, you know, I feel like how do I explain this? Like I feel like I'm a little bit of everything, you know. So like I don't really look at it so much as racic. It's messed up because like there's racism in my you know in my culture, but it's like messed up because we like there's Black in our culture. Like they don't talk about it, but it's true. Like slavery was first abolished in Mexico. Like our first two presidents were you know they were of Black descent also. So a lot of people don't know that, but that's the truth. And you know, so we got the same we come from that too, that slave consciousness, because you know the Spanish came and enslaved, you know, Mexico and Latin America, and then they also brought Afro you know, people of Black descent. I'm not going to say Afro necessarily because not everybody was from Africa. There was Blacks already here too as well. So people don't take that into account because they don't tell us the truth. We got to take the power back by, you know, learning our history, learning the truth, like coming into the truth, and coming into not making the same mistakes that we made before. That's why you got to know the history. People don't think history is important, but it is very important, because if you don't know your true history, you just believe in whatever you're told, then how can you change it? How can you take destiny into your own hands? You're more likely to repeat the same stuff again. And that's why I'm saying that we had to make better choices, and we just had to, you know, first off, we got to take our power back spiritually, and we have to keep our protections up, because what they do is trauma bond us through the chakras. The chakras are emotional layers that are in our cosmic field, and they attach these parasites to us through these different forms of trauma bonding and manipulations. So that's why I say the knowledge and the wisdom is the power, and we have to get that knowledge and wisdom, and we have to also I say like learn about the occult, because the church always had used that against us, saying like don't read these occult books, and it's not just about the books, because the knowledge goes deeper than any book. It's about like you going into the cashapp records, because all this stuff is very real. People probably don't believe me, but I don't care about that. I know it's real. I've been able to go into trance, into meditation trance, and to reach higher realms of existence. They are realities. They do exist. But you are able to attain higher levels of knowledge, higher levels of consciousness, to free yourself from certain, to get out of certain allegories, to get out of certain frequencies, because I was a victim for a long time, and I was experiencing that because I was allowing myself to be that, because I wasn't understanding that they have triggers for this, and they have us on a radar. And like when you're in a certain frequency, they pick up on that, and then they fuck with you on purpose. That makes sense. Like to keep you in that slave mentality, to keep us, you know what I'm saying? And we all, in a sense, are slaves to our own devices, if that makes sense. So we gotta knock that shit off too, because if we can't free ourselves from that, then how the fuck we expect ourselves to, excuse my language, but how do we expect ourselves to evolve and free ourselves from anything? Like we have to detach ourselves, because it's not only about in this physical reality, yeah, we need money to survive. But when you put your faith, like, you know, your power, and you know that opportunities can come, like when you create them, you're saying when you create them through the consciousness, and you know what you got to do, and you go out and you do it, you act on it, even just like people may think you're crazy, but you know what? It will work out. It will work out. And you gotta know that. Like you gotta know your power. Like I used to work for corporate. I don't even work for corporations no more. Like I'd rather work for myself. Like I'm not a millionaire or nothing like that, but I'd rather be in the position I'm in now than how I was working. Even though I was making more money, I don't care about the money. The money, like, if I'm over there working for a scandalous corporation that's robbing the hardworking people just because they can do that and they can get away with it because, people don't realize, they think that the robbers and the crooks out here, like, the criminals is, people out here on the street. Well, I'm not saying that they're not, but the biggest ones are corporations. The biggest ones are the ones that made the rules. They're breaking the rules. So if right now, especially with what's happening, if you take that time and invest in self, you can empower yourself to create the reality that you want to create for yourself. But saying you have to do it through the pure intentions. It's about your powerful intentions, and you have to speak the words into existence. Like, all the magic is real. This whole matrix is all ran off of magic. They have put a spell on everybody, and they're still doing it right now. You have to break free from the spell.
Can I interject?
Yeah,
go ahead. Salute to everybody.
Salute Sanchez. Salute Goddess. So, manifesting or thinking about something that you want to put into existence, something that happened to me. I woke up out of a sleep, and something was just telling me to that I needed to start over, fix myself, fix things in life. And I said I was going to start a business called New Life. And I just put it into existence, man. Speaking it and putting it into existence and make it work for you. And being good at it, and enjoying what you're doing. I mean, that's what this life is about. Thinking about things and putting it into existence and try to move forward.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, but I don't think it's magic. I don't think they use magic. To me, I think what they use is what they call persuasive propaganda.
Right, that's a part of it. That's a part of the magic, like the manipulation and everything.
That's magic. What's wrong with us? Like the words that we're speaking right now is magic.
Because we get real spooky when
the
we say
words that we're using right now is magic. Like we're separating things that shouldn't be separate. They're using the things that we're talking about against us. That's literally what we look at, and when we look at Marvel and DC, and we look at all these comics, the good person is battling the bad person, and the bad person is using the same shit against the good person. They both using the same shit against each other. That's what we're doing in real life. We're using electromagnetism.
We shouldn't call it magic. We should call it what it is.
It is magic. That is what electromagnetism is.
They use symbols and sigils also too. They use colors.
We cannot separate that. We cannot separate that. Electromagnetism is magic.
So guys.
Well, I beg to differ, but go ahead.
Okay, so let's go ahead. I got to get ready to close this down because I got to run some little errands and shit before it get too late. But I salutes to all of y'all. We will continue this. Man, I might have to break some news because this alien story keep on drawing out. Them people that uploaded some footage now, talking about they got the shots of the actual alien. And I just looked at it. It's some different angles and shit, but you don't see nothing. It's like some Blair Witch Project shit. So if but yeah, man, I might fuck around. They ain't letting a nigga get no goddamn breaks, man. Cause I got to keep my foot on the neck of this bullshit. But
I know that's right.
Yeah, man, this alien shit be getting me mad. Motherfuckers believing in green men. And ain't nobody captured one yet in 2023. I'm gonna let y'all see this shit right now. Hold on a second. Let me show you this.
Hey, and you told us a couple of years. I remember when you was breaking that shit down. They was gonna pull this bullshit out they ass, and they sure did.
Told you, man.
Yeah, they just trying to keep us distracted.
No, I think it's real.
Yeah, bro. We know if you think.
I mean, it can be. Yeah. I mean, I believe. I've seen some stuff too. But I still think they just trying to scare everybody. But these things do exist. But like they're just trying to freak everybody out. When you know your power, you ain't scared of shit. That's all I got to say. I'm sorry.
If they exist, we ain't got no proof of their existence. Is what I'm saying. It's just a claim.
That's what I
Sorry
be
about
saying.
that.
That's the
I was
power
gonna
of
say,
God and Goddess. Like you're not afraid of. It's like that when you understand the equation. It's like nigga, electromagnetism is magic. There's witches. I'm not afraid of witches. Why wouldn't I be afraid
You
of
know
witches?
what?
Because I know
I'm gonna be
Where they
honest.
at,
I'm gonna
Sanchez?
be honest with you. The conversation shouldn't be about even fear at all or afraid of them.
right,
It should be,
right.
do they exist or don't they exist?
They don't like they do not as it relates to how they portray it. In other words, they're using the same energies that we are using for the good, for the bad. That's always
Right.
been the scenario. It's the same energy. It's the same. Mother Nature doesn't discriminate. She
Yo,
puts all the energy out there. Boom.
yo,
Y'all use it.
I'm talking about UFOs in Vegas right now, and I don't
Right.
think that
What
got
I'm
nothing. I
saying is
don't really think that got nothing to do with Mother Nature. I think that got
it
something to do with
it does to
Father.
me.
I think that, I just heard you. I'm trying to get mine out though, brother. You gotta share. You're muted. They can't hear you. They can't hear you, brother. They can't hear you, brother. You gotta wait. They can't hear
That's
you.
where I push back.
Hold on, brother. You gotta wait. You gotta wait. You slow down. Just wait a second. So check it out. If you want to debate UFOs, we can. But here, this is what I want to say in response to you. UFOs ain't got nothing to do with Mother Nature. That got something to do with father deception. That got something to do with the man that's in power right now using blue beam, fear-mongering, deception, mysticism, and the media is all over it. That's how you know it ain't got nothing to do with Mother Nature. Because if it's something that has something to do with her, they would hide it, lock it up, keep it a secret, and study it for themselves because they're going to harness all the power of nature. But if it's some shit they want a smoke screen and mirrors, that's going to be blowed up front page everywhere. I already know how psyops work. So yeah, unmute. If you want the smoke, bring the smoke. If your argument is that E.T. green men exist, I might just start off by asking you for proof. Fair enough, Omar. Let's do it.
Oh no, hell no. That is definitely not my argument. My argument is that Mother Nature is the ruler. That's it. What I'm saying is that they're using the same energies that we're talking about for the
Father Nature is the ruler.
Hey, did that video show an alien or something, Sanchez?
They said it's clickbait. You don't see no alien. You hear the people who said they saw the alien saying, "Ah!" like, but you don't see
They
it.
They didn't see the motherfucking alien, bro.
They
listen
saw
to me.
the alien, but they didn't get it on the recording. You just holding a fucking camera that's recording, but you didn't think to aim it at the alien that just made you scream. We gonna watch this shit,
bro.
You know, line, they wouldn't even take it, man. So something fishy about that.
It ain't nothing. I don't trust none of that shit. Fuck all of them. Nothing. Fuck all of them.
Well, that ain't gonna change the situation, brother.
Yes, it would. What the fuck? Never mind. All right, never mind. I'll stop talking.
That's all I was saying was, look, man, look here, man. This is bullshit. Let's watch it.
Kai, firmizar, que sai. Pero firmizar, porque no naya, cherro, que caminho darela, me.
Diles, esos son los míos, estoy viendo para acá.
Kai.
Ande el camión, los conchadicas del camión. Pero segundo, de izquierda para acá, de cables.
Kai, cherro, chidikaban la del.
Del concha, costelo, concha, chisitilo.
Kai, forklift o camión.
Eso es muy. Castelo, pegachari, para la loca, te quedó con la.
Where the alien at?
You know, all I heard was he said they was black. I heard Moreno.
All they did, Sanchez, and everybody on the panel, and anybody who's creative knows, all they did was use the manipulative powers of sound, frequency, resonance, vibration, visuals, to create their argument. That's it. That's fine. That's okay. We can get that. But we have to step beyond.
Pero acabó segundo. Estaba forklift. Me dijo ahora, me dice Mavaris un show. La verdad que diciembre cerró y es muy italiano. Acabé que dije, ¿qué me que la mesima contenga las cabas? Se vende y que la ahí me dicen, pálpale, hay que utilizarla con camisas. Pero ella no usa, ella no usa.
This shit fake as hell.
It's fake as fuck.
Ahora me que cantista de gallengue a la chorcha.
Or you could just look at it. You could just look at it and tell it's fake. This might as well be a scene of fucking Mars. This might as well be outer space in Mars. He might as well be.
Hold up.
Kylo, Cherro. Kylo. Uy, chetan. Chidi cow.
They shoot it in a different language that most motherfuckers may not be able to understand.
This man got a gun on his waist and he's still acting like that.
If I saw anything that was improper to me in my face, in my eyeball, I'm shooting at it. I'm not talking to it. I'm not talking to nobody.
Oh, brother, some people speak Spanish. They say
yeah, that's fine. I don't know what they're saying.
I want to know what an alien.
I'm basing it. Yeah, right. I'm basing it upon what I see, and I don't see. I see trucks. I see regular shit. I see every day. I don't see no aliens.
Viene un show. O sea, picucharico y se dolo. Vaya, me dígale completico. Costelo de que acá, dile que acá callale, yo muy pelosi.
Also, what's regular is the goddamn language they're speaking. Spanish is regular. Spanish is regular to me. I live among Spanish motherfuckers.
But yeah, the point though is that, you know, this supposed to show aliens, but it didn't. You know, that's what we was looking for in the footage. We didn't see it. So once again, no proof. And yeah, but I got to get out of here, though, man. Salutes to y'all. Peace and love to y'all, man. Much love. I'll see y'all on the next one. Hey, y'all, come on out. Join me on the 24th for this month's pay-per-view event. It's going to be deep. It's going to be lit. And we're gonna really have some fun. So see y'all on the 24th. Hit the cash app. Hit the like button. Support the show. Appreciate all of y'all for coming through, though. Peace and love to all of you.